Alright, here we go. This first game has already been going on for a while, so I need to fast forward quite a bit to catch up. Alright, here we go. This first game has already been going on for a while, so I need to... But we see FelixAldi playing as Persians on Graveyards, which is always the first map of the Necropolis Grail, and Cong4ever as Malians. So both strong civs for hybrid maps, because you can easily get the docks up to exploit the fish, but look at FelixAldi here, already dropping the first dock at 11 pop. And his map gen is just a dream here for Persians. He has all 4 ponds easily accessible here, and he's just should be able to take all... Hello, Akkal-AOE. Should be able to take all ponds with ease here, at least early on, for FelixAldi. So we will see his villager count spiking up quite a lot here as he gets his fish out, because Kong is so far away from all the ponds. In exchange though, Kong has a little bit more of the neutral goals close to him, I would say, at least in the back here, could easily be secured by Kong. And he drops the barracks there in feudal age, which could be, yeah, it's kind of an early barracks, could be a rush here or the men at arms here, but also maybe just preparing for scouts. Kong has found the first pawn, sees the dock is up, gets a villager here actually, but that's not, unfortunately, not too significant against FelixAldi. Look at this food count, he's already on the way to feudal. As he reaches feudal, he will be able to could kick cast that almost right away if he has to go for it. Kong is scouting a little bit, trying to find an opening in the back here, so nice awareness from Blacksmith Market being dropped by FelixAldi here. And Kong dropping a sneak dock here. FelixAldi won't be seeing that, so Kong wants to challenge the fish boom. He wants to punish FelixAldi here for being greedy with Persians here with lots of fish, and harassing a bit with the forward spearman as well. But look at the villager counts already, 39 to 32 for FelixAldi, but Kong now in the first pond docks here. He sees this pond as well, brings some villagers, is going to dock this one as well. Actually, FelixAldi isn't fishing here at all, but that doesn't stop Kong from fishing here, of course. Some nice quick balls from FelixAldi here, but FelixAldi very much on the broomy defensive side here. He's forced on the defensive, so nothing really... Not really floating much army here. FelixAldi has a little bit on land now, he has a few knights out, but Kong already has pikes, so that shouldn't be a problem for Kong to deal with. And Kong still has the forward going up river, is dropped siege now, dropped some rams. So actually nice awareness of FelixAldi there to spot the forward siege workshop. But has to drop a defensive castle now, and rams are moving forward but dodging the castle fire, so Kong succeeds in the offensive here. Still trying to catch up with live, I hope I will catch up in time to see it a little bit here. So sorry about that, the next few games will definitely be in normal speed. FelixAldi with the Mangonel and Castle defense here though, with the pikemen, quite a few pikemen out raiding here. So forces FelixAldi to commit to more military here, but the only thing FelixAldi needs to do is hold on, because he has still has a much larger economy with multiple TCs and still some fish on the water. So hopefully we'll catch up very soon. Crazy push by Kong indeed. But FelixAldi, awareness on water as well now, is dropping siege workshop on his own outside of the base. But we see quite a bit of map presence from Kong here on the mini-map as well. So he's now dropping TCs outside, right next to FelixAldi's knights actually. But now FelixAldi with the counter push with the rams here, and look, he should be clicking Imperial Elder mode now. Yes, there it is, Imperial Age. Could mean trouble for Kong. Even a war elephant added for FelixAldi. Imperial Age for Kong as well. He has a castle up now, dropping another defensive castle against the forward siege here. But look at the Persian dominance here. Looks like FelixAldi wants to go for the fresh bows as well. And I think so. It wasn't a misclick with war elephants, he's actually adding them on purpose. So if Kong gets some monks out here, he could get some conversion and get some real tanky boys here. But siege rams are in, and how does Kong deal with this kind of pressure now? Siege rams, he has some defensive castles, but they are subject to trap fire here. I would have caught that by now, but apparently not. Both players getting close to population limit here. So, and now the becomes pretty even as well, so Kong has really done a good job extending Bloom, and he's mining stone like crazy here, he's dropping defensive castles everywhere. Yeah, I'm going to slow down the fast forward a little bit here so we can maybe actually... So it's Paladin, Siege Ram and some Pikes for FelixAldi, and Kong is committing most of the trash here. It's adding Geppettos though, and they have lots of attacks, so they could actually serve as kind of a siege to take down buildings here for Kong. Need a quick look at Kong's eco as well. It's a bit weaker than FelixAldi's for sure, but Kong is pushing. So sorry about the fast forwarding again. I'm simply trying to catch up with live. If I have any luck, we will. Hussars now on the field for FelixAldi, so we're going to get some raids in. And it's Cavalier, not Paladin as I said. Kong is holding on here. His eco shouldn't be too bad, I think. It's floating actually a lot of gold. And Kong has also taken into the champions line here from well, that's very strong champions. They have extra armor against range units, so flash bolts won't really do much for FelixAldi in this setting. Kong is losing castles on the left hand side, and if FelixAldi can break through, it's going to be bad news for Kong. But then again, with the Malian champions, how do Persians answer to that? They don't have champions, they don't even have longsword, two-handed swordsmen, although they only have long swordsmen, and they were trash bombs, and finally we're caught up with live game time here, I think, so we could slow down a bit and catch up. Kong moving his champions forward because they are Malian champions with just loads of extra armor, so he doesn't really need to worry that much about castle fire. You hear attack sounds everywhere, much of a very messy game this. And some monks probably trying to handle some mounted units here somewhere. Kong needs to deal with these traps. His mobility is kind of limited now, he hasn't opted for any cavalry himself, but Malian should have strong cavalry as well, because they have Farimba, the unique tech that gives you extra attack for the Cavalier line. So Kong's Cavalier will be stronger than FelixAldi's, so FelixAldi will need to take into Paladin for his cavalry line to be better. But Kong has held so nicely, his bear has been, his base has barely been touched at all. But now a few Cavalier run in, Kong needs to chase now. These raids could be annoying at the very least. And Kong tries to get save his get some traps out here. He's repairing the castle. Has dealt with some of the forward traps. And now also pushing with keeps on the docks here, so restricting fish boom. Nice from Kong there. They're both pop capped here, and if this is going to be the outcome every game, we will have some real long games here. Siege Ram doing work there. Kong does not have access to Siege Ram, but he has Capture Ram tech, so he has the means to push as well. But FelixAldi on the right hand side. I thought he was going for a push here, but that's actually villagers struggling for wood. So FelixAldi is running out of wood in the back of his base here. So he's gonna struggle for wood at the very end. He is here though, he has some access, but Kong will never let go of his push here, and their villager counts arguably pretty even here, but Kong is committing to the infantry line here and dropping even more barracks against... and he only needs the barracks because his champions can handle the crossbows, the trash bows, and of course pikes will help out a lot against hussars here. So now missing... no, not missing traps actually, there's 3 traps as well. I want to take down this cast by FelixAldi. There is some wood here, so if Kong can restrict the wood access from FelixAldi, FelixAldi will run out of wood. He will need to go here, or he's already gone here for wood. The back here, that's just simply gonna run out for him, and that means an end to the trash bows alternative as well. Nice gate here from Kong as well, keeping the traps out of easy pathing for the hussars here. One loops around though, but doesn't really attack the trap. Castle surely goes down, tries to take out some production here as well. And military lead for Kong now is almost 21 military, so his relentless pushing has paid off, and he's now dropping a keep as well on the wood line here to restrict wood even further for FelixAldi. Nice map awareness for Kong here. Seeing that there's some green going on over here, let's see his... he sees basically everything on the map now, scouted everything, goes maybe for FelixAldi as well, though limited scouting intel in Kong's base. Somehow FelixAldi is able to drop another defensive castle. He's still a stone for even one more, and he's developing a lot of resources, so he doesn't have any reason to give in yet, but in the real he needs to do more damage to Kong as well, because they're floating. Kong is floating even more resources, and this is just constantly spamming army here. Pretty crazy game. Kong has teched into Onager as well, but if the siege rams get close, that's not really gonna help a lot, but they brings the infantry in here to deal with that. Just a huge swarm of ants of units here. Looks like most of the action is going on in the middle here in the like the shortest distance between the 2 bases here, but I think Kong is pushing back now. And Kong is running on gold though, so that could be huge. FelixAldi actually completely out of gold as well. Is this matchup actually going to go to the trash wars here? I think it might will, because both players... well, Kong is still mining gold somewhere. I don't see it on the minimap right now, but I don't see any massive gold spots on the minimap either, so players will be forced to switch into trash now, and suddenly then in that case FelixAldi is kind of stronger. If he's teched into command run, he could make crossbows just out of wood here. Kong still with some gold access though, so it's not going to run out just yet, but look at this, all these mining camps are depleted here, so it's only a matter of time before Kong runs out of gold as well. He might have relics, he has 4 relics, so that could be significant for his gold info as well. FelixAldi has at least 3 as well. But Kong now with a light cab, no Farimba yet. He probably won't prioritize that either, because that's gold and good heavy tech. might have to deal with the rate save scores. Pretty even here. KD 750 to 707. Crazy game, and we are at 1 minute 13 in the first game now. So in this round 4 there's also a civ draft and map draft, so players will have some idea what kind of what kind of civs the players will go for each map. I think it's really hard to tell who's winning now, but the cavalry option is out of the question for FelixAldi because he has barely any gold income. It's relic gold list, so if Cong can get to FelixAldi's monastery, he will restrict even the gold access of his opponent, but easier said than done here. Still some champ scouts on the field for Cong. Very resilient defense from Cong here, not letting any push coming through here from FelixAldi. But Cong still with 15 gold miners. So I'm trying to browse the map to see. This is it. Okay, so Cong still has access to 6 patches of gold, so that's a huge actually. He's going to be able to produce trebs and gold units even further. FelixAldi is completely out of gold except from the relic gold income. FelixAldi committing only to trash here, hussars and trash bows. And he is even running low on food, couldn't be running low on food in the end because he needs the wood both for farms and for trash bows, so... Meanwhile, Cong is dropping more barracks, committing to the infantry line still. He has supported the light camp to help out against the siege here, but these massive pikes should be able to deal with his hussars nicely. FelixAldi trying to drop some buildings in the middle here, but there's right next to Cong's castle, so I don't see how he's going to pull that one off. But no player interested in surrendering just yet. FelixAldi, as long as he has resources in the bank, he could even resort to selling stone now to get some gold in for a last gold push here, but it looks like Cong is taking more and more of the map here now. So, more blue on the map here, dropping even more buildings just to make building and pathing for the other player tougher here. He's using traps to take out some production here. But somehow both players are still able to stay pretty close to pop limit here, but look at FelixAldi's production being forced further and further back, and still the gold is an issue for him. Running kind of low wood as well now. And if he has invested some wood into buildings here that will never be finished, so... But taking out production from Cong on this side as well, so... Cong is sending maybe something to deal with this. Infantry just passing through for now. Monastery going down for Cong there, that's a lot of wood and gold down the drain there. Trebs a little bit unprotected by now, but some committing some to onagers still. That's of course a valid option against trash bows of FelixAldi here. And champ scars just doing work here, but they can catch up, they can deal with hussars as well. Of course they have attack and lots of pierce armor against the trash bows, so it's definitely counter to trash bows and even a little bit to hussars here maybe. Surprised to see FelixAldi not focusing the treb here with the hussars. He's maybe just set them on patrol and hoping for the best here. But he will get it now, I think. There we go. Cong breaking through with even more military here, like ants swarming into FelixAldi's base here. FelixAldi about to run out of resources. Surely this has to be... Well, it's still producing a lot, but I think he will struggle with this kind of production against Cong, who has a more, can't say untouched eco, but he's floating a lot more resources now, even with this massive production like this. And the key moment being is still mining gold over here. Still has some gold left. Still is pop capped or close to anyway. And continuing his push until it's all it base. The GG is called. Brings it to 1-0 for Kong here. Massive display for Kong. And look at this map, even all 4 pawns so close to FelixAldi's starting TC, which was here. He had a dock spot, or he could almost shorefish from his TC here. But he docked early, as you should with Persians, but was maybe just a little bit on the passive, boomy defensive side. And suffer from that to Kong's absolutely never ending Malian push. So, GG indeed. I'm looking forward to seeing the KD here. Have a look at the stats. So, military score in the end, higher, all scores higher for Kong in the end. But KD 1198 to 1080 deaths for Kong. And feelings raised. What a mental, massive performance here from both players. Stronghold by FelixAldi, tried a few pushes but could never get through. And the Wood Collective was basically run out of wood in his home base here. Crazy game. Running out of wood, running out of gold. He had some wood over here, but it just wasn't enough. And technology at times significantly earlier castle age for FelixAldi. Kong's fuel age push didn't do too much. He had a few spearmen harassing forward and dropped the dock to delay one of FelixAldi's bonds, but relic gold as well. Both players collecting relics, Kong with 6 of them, so it's significantly more relics and more castles as well. Wow. So let's see if we can find them. Okay, so next map will be Arena. Hi Superman, I was AFK for a moment there. Cool, nice of you to tune in. We're waiting for game 2 here. So still haven't launched. I think they haven't anyway. Let's see. Uh, Kong writes in chat he's exhausted. I can see, can see how that's the case. First game going to 1 hour 15 minutes or so, and even playing on fast speed the whole way. That's pretty taxing. So we're ready. Bye bye. Good luck. Have fun. I'm just hovering over here to see their scores here. So their ratings are pretty similar actually, so that could explain the kind of even game that we saw here. It's 1663 versus 1636 on one, and FelixAldi with quite a few more games on Definitive Edition though, but Cong4ever been around for ages and ruled the scene, so he's been up there for a while as well. Could be that they have launched now, let's see. No, not launched yet. That's the trouble with live casting, guys. There will be some delay between games. I fear a long game on Arena as well, though, because it gives the players just so much time to boom and set up their pushes, but let's see how it turns out. Should have had one for the draft, but I don't think they have it. Ah, FelixAldi is a arena clown. I see. Ah, finally, here we go. Oh! Humans vs. Khmer, and we have a 2-minute spectator delay here. Getting back at it. Here we go. This is game 2 between Cong4ever and FelixAldi. And the map is called Necro Arena. There's nothing much different from your regular arena, rather than the fact that some ruins and details like skeletons and stuff have been added to kind of reinforce the Necropolis team. So see some sheep spawning outside here, so FelixAldi could go forward and lame a little bit here, but Kong spots his sheep in time as well, so no laming to happen there. We're live in the gameplay time here. See main goal of FelixAldi a little bit in the back here. It's out of potential forward castle reach, so that's good news for him. Kong with the back gold here in the so his secondary gold is in the back here. That's very good news. in the event of an early push, but in exchange his main goal is kind of forward here, so... Let's see. Oh shit, yeah, you're right, Superman. I mean, he must have seen it, so he's allowed to call the re in this case, because it's actually blocking his exit there. So... But I mean, it's up to him. He must have scouted it by now, so he knows that all these 3 patches are here. So we could, of course, meddle in and give him the admin re, but I think it's also grounds for a re on his terms here. If he asks for it. Do you have a re before 4 minutes? And looks like they want to. They're just going to go past it. Yeah, he can go out there. So maybe it doesn't work too much. He has the main gold here, so. It's just going to be even more important for FelixAldi to secure his neutral resources there, or not neutral with his secondary resources there. You see FelixAldi taking the villager lead though. There is 1 restart per player, yes, as far as I know. Hold on, let me check the rules now. I didn't know that. Ooh, let's see. I don't see any immediate information in the tournament rules about restarts, but it has been called before, and I think it's a pretty common practice to have a restart before 4 minutes anyway in a tournament. So, and I've seen it in a couple of games I've casted that restarts have happened. So it's, I think it should be a possibility. Especially considering how bad the map gens can be on graveyards, right? So FelixAldi going for the early feudal age here with humans. He wants to probably go for the feudal boom unless he's going for a feudal age push, but I doubt he will because he is going up at 20 pop suggests the early second TC. I'm gonna message an admin and ask about Reese. Feudal Age in FelixAldi goes to secure the secondary goal right away. So he's going for the feudal boom approach here. So he's going to gain an early build lead over Kong, but that could be punished because Cong4ever will be really early up. Yeah, exactly, Akkal-AOE. Don't know if feudal boom is a bit too risky against Cong4ever. So if Kong's seen the uptime, so he's probably suspecting exactly this, and he's going to punish that. There's the field late for Kong. He goes up at the 25 pop. What's his setup like here? He's just missing a little bit of gold to get up, so he's adding another builder, and I think he'll just kick up at 26 or 27 pop here. 27. Yeah, that's it. So he's gonna be reaching the castle age in, I don't know, right before 15 minutes maybe. But bit of preemptive house walling here from the humans player though. So he is ready for some kind of early castle age action from the Khmer here. So if FelixAldi saw him last game, he held like a champ for a long while, so we know he can defend. So if he can defend against an early Khmer castle age push, then it could still be tough for Kong. But dropping the stable now is pretty far away from the castle age tech yet. But could of course still use the scouts from the stable to assume some map control and maybe see what Kong is up to. But this area is just vital for FelixAldi to secure. He needs a castle or a TC or something here to secure it for later. Kong is just now out on the field, getting some intel on the scouting. He reaches castle age just above 15 minutes here, and actually goes straight for the boom himself. And now he will be on 3 TCs, so he should be able to catch up with FelixAldi, especially since FelixAldi is still in the feudal age, and still a bit far away from castle age, so there won't be a third TC, and as he ages up, he will only have 1 TC to produce villagers from. Scouts fight in the middle here. Kong actually already with 2-3 scouts out here, so he should be snagging all of those relics without any trouble here. FelixAldi won't have any monks, so his only way to contest the relics is by trying to keep the monks away, have some spears and scouts out of the field and take the fights. This is up for Kong. He's adding a monster, of course, wants those relics, and Kong is a massive boomer in this game. He's probably going to opt for another 2 or 3 TCs and just really get that eco boost spiking up for him. He's going to catch up in the builder count here because FelixAldi is still not clicked up. He's committing to feudal here for quite a while. Don't know when we'll be seeing him clicking up, but he's pretty heavily on food now, and we'll probably be adding a couple more to gold. And here's the blacksmith market. So he's preparing for the click up now, and the farms will of course kick in. At the moment it's 30 farms by now, much more than Kong at the moment, but we see already the villager counts catching up a little bit for Kong. And FelixAldi actually doing a decent job here with scouts on the field guarding some of the relics. Makes it slightly tougher for Kong to catch this, but Quer should outboom and have better company. Yeah, that's probably Kong's plan exactly. He knows he's ahead in terms of technology now in Castle Age, and he is catching up a little bit in the villagers as well. He's adding from 2 and 3 DCs here, but it's actually adding knights already as well. That's a bit surprising. Yeah, so producing from all DCs here, more or less. And now also house walling in the event of a humans castle or capture and push. Humans get capture and castle, can be very strong in the arena, but doesn't look like FelixAldi's wood and golds are set up for that at this point. FelixAldi now adding a monster of his own. Kong has actually not collected a single relic yet. But now dropping his TC number 4. And FelixAldi probably dropping his third one soon, I would assume. So both players have added knights on the field here now. No upgrades for any of them. Just measure to take some control here. Oh, Kong might lose a monk. Monk! I need a monk! Villager lead still for FelixAldi. He is queuing a ridiculous amount of villagers in his 2 TCs now. 10 villagers in each. So he's going for the 2 TCs here for now. Should mean that Kong with his 4 should take the villager lead any moment now. Campbell's on the field for FelixAldi as well, and he's contesting the relics nicely here. I think Kong still hasn't brought any home. So he's lost a few relics along the way, and this siege workshop won't go up just now. Adding some barracks, he needs to deal with the camels, of course. But Lewis already leads the siege workshop there, I'm not sure, but look at the eco, he could go straight imp. Exactly, he's queuing imp now, he's going for the fast imp with Khmer here. But still with 77 villagers, so, and of course producing out of all DCs, so that could cause a massive power spike here, but FelixAldi floating of course more resources not being imp yet. He will have the option of a defensive castle with his stones, but then again Cubans don't get stone walls. FelixAldi now moving forward. Maybe wants to castle drop this area to stop Kong from getting any forward in here. I don't really know what he's up to here. Puts the villagers away from now, deals with Kong's units here. Villager counts pretty even here, the KD in FelixAldi's favor. Actually FelixAldi up to imp as well, so Kong's early imp, that's not going to pay off as much for Kong here as you might think. But all these forward villagers not really doing anything though. Was probably considering a castle drop or something here, but now drops stables out of the field instead. So villagers pretty even for these 2 players. I'm looking at the military count as well. Kong is preparing of course against the Cubans mounted units coming in here. What's the booming situation like? Kong is already in imp, of course. He is researching Captram, dropping a few more siege workshops here, but he's going to need a lot more of pikes to be able to do an effective siege push here against the Cubans mounted units. He will probably lose this villager. So no secret at all now that it's going to be a siege, and pike, or rather Halberd siege push from Kong here. Is taking Halberd here as well, and also did defensive upgrades here. But Imperial Age is in for FelixAldi. He doesn't have a great answer to helps, I would say. Of course the siege could be handled by his mounted units, but the Halbs Cubans, they don't get hand cannoneer, they only get crossbow. So I would say almost that the best option to deal with the Halberdiers are Kipchaks, but then again you would need to micro a lot to deal with the the helps. Maybe helps of your own, but FelixAldi doesn't really have any breaks at all right now. Myself cheering for Kong here. Go, go, Kong! You Kong, you could do it. Yeah, I think it looks bright for Kong here right now. He's floating more villagers. His eco is healthier, but look here at the capture and push from FelixAldi on the other side here. I don't think Kong was expecting that. He hasn't scouted that at all, so this could be huge for FelixAldi. Kong needs to send his halberdiers home now, all of them. His pal sending them home, of course. But being aware, at least he can re-stone wall this area, so once he clears up this, he could re-wall off. The humans can't stone wall again, they don't have access to stone walls. But Cuban Cavaliers raiding about here in Kong's base. So it's going to take a time for the halberdiers to catch up here, but once they do, they should be able to clean it up. And then Kong will need to focus on this forward as well. His house walling for the moment makes sense. Because he doesn't have any stone at all. Still one cavalier raiding about here, getting lots of kills, so Kong actually has lost the villager lead here. And there are indeed keepjacks on the field for FelixAldi here. Instead of securing this area, went for the neutral gold instead, and also the push from this side. So kind of a mirrored play here with the pikes and siege push. Cap traps from Kong as well. He's not in any position to afford siege ram yet. But he's probably going straight for the offensive now, breaking through the Cuban walls, knowing that the Cuban can't stone wall behind. So with a few cap rams forward, it's tough for Cubans to push back. FelixAldi dropping the defensive castle though, so that's going to put a stopper to at least the infantry and to some extent cap rams as well. With Kong now with his 5 TCs, he should be able to get back into the villager lead here. But he's mainly producing army now. He's queuing 7 villagers in 1 TC, so maybe a bit sloppy there, not dividing that over more than that 1 TC. So helps, they have actually the Cuban helps have more attacks. The are, I guess, missing the last attack upgrade. No, they're not missing, they're missing the last armor, not the attack upgrade, so Kong simply doesn't have it. So it's helps versus helps, but Cuban helps for the moment are stronger. Kong finds an opening, he's tasked the helps right through here, is now going to get some serious raids in on FelixAldi here. So, committing mostly to trash here, but also Kong is taking into the swordsman line. So he will, I guess Khmer don't get the champion, but you could get to 200 swordsmen at least and deal with halberdiers of your opponent. Since he's committing only to helps for now, he should be able to afford it gold-wise. What's the situation left for FelixAldi? Also floating quite a bit of resources here. Their population's pretty similar, villagers, everything quite similar. Kong with slightly more military. And Mangonel for Kong as well, but not doing too much against helps here. They have some decent defense. Meanwhile, FelixAldi needs to deal with the ram push in his home base, and it's only keepjacks. If they were elite keepjacks, they would probably deal with the rams a bit better here. Long swordsman for Kong, also getting conscription, so he will be outproducing his opponent if FelixAldi doesn't already have conscription, but I don't think he's prioritized that. Nice defensive castle for Kong here as well. That kind of puts a stopper to the forward from FelixAldi here. should rotate your camera, looks unnatural this way. Well, the camera is fixed on my second laptop, which I'm using as the streaming device here, so not so much I can do about that. Looks like FelixAldi has pushed back Kong at his home base now, so good work there. Now finally TCing the second and third gold. FelixAldi, horrible resource spawn for him. Well, they're all collected, that's a good thing, but they could also be easily denied. So if Kong, well, Kong has seen it, so he just hasn't really had the means to deny it here. He's been busy defending, pushing back and trying to push forward. KD very much in FelixAldi's favor as well. It's 162 kills for FelixAldi. And both players more or less pop capped here. Kong now with the two-handed swordsman though. So FelixAldi will need an answer to that. He has some Kipchaks, but not enough. He has some Scorps as well. Still, I don't think he has the numbers. But Castle provided Cong4ever, also nice kind of a choke for the Scorpions. This is gonna be a long one, yeah, probably. Kong dropping a defensive castle on the other side as well. There are some cavaliers raiding, but looking at the resources here, both players floating pretty similar. I bet Kong didn't know that Khmer didn't have jams. Yeah, maybe. Trev doing work here for FelixAldi. Will be taking down the castle of Kong here. Kong doesn't really have any stone to repair, but Kong has now taken into siege ram. That should help him to take out any units here. But we'll take as long as FelixAldi doesn't take into champs of his own. Kong is should be okay, right? That's but Cubans, they have I think they have full upgraded champions actually. Kipchak's doing work here against Kong's units, but Kong, with heavy Scorpion now, he will have of course the superior Scorpions, but as long as there's cav on the field and the Scorpion numbers aren't critical mass, that's not really going to do too much. Protecting the opening in the walls here with some infantry though, but FelixAldi also pushing on the other side of Sisha. He might take out another castle here. Kong looks like I'd say he's running low on resources, but that's only his production. I think Felicia line was a bit of a waste for Kong. He could have just went for Scorps immediately. Yeah, that's true. But it's a different kind of investment though. You would need lots of food and wood to get to the heavy Scorpion and everything. But Kong, he did have the siege workshops, so he could have taken that, that's true. Could be that he was thrown off a bit too much of the forward of FelixAldi on this side as well. But there are some Scorps on the field here now. Kong has lost his castle on this side as well. And the Halberdiers are chasing the siege rams here. Getting the Scorpions here now, they should be dealing easily with the helps, but if the Trevs can get hits in, almost takes one Scorp out with Trev there actually. But FelixAldi inside Kong's base now, this is going to be a pain to deal with. Kong adds helps, but he has weaker Halberdiers. He's missing both attack and, well, not attack, but missing armor. So the Cuban halves will always win here. Sends the Scorps in, but they will also kind of lose to the mounted units here. So Kong is forced very much to lead the defensive here now, even with all of this production on the map here. FelixAldi now at 148 villagers. He has very safe golds and stones there for the moment. While Kong might be running out of gold here, and if Kong does so, then I think he's in a huge pickle here, because he won't be able to produce Corps and Siege in the same way. Score doesn't look very uplifting for Kong either. He's been losing lots of units. Look at the KD, is 504 to 270 here, so FelixAldi has done a massive job of taking out Kong's unit on his own home map here. This is FelixAldi's home map because he lost the first game. But at the moment it looks pretty tough for Kong to come back from. He's down 50 villagers, he is out of gold completely. He may or may not have, well, he has a couple of relics, but there's only 2 relics. That's not really going to do much for him in the long run. And FelixAldi, meanwhile, he has banked a lot of resources here. He's raiding in the back with some halves here, getting even more kills. Kong built the house, maybe to hide in, maybe for some pop space. But Kong now down 60 pop compared to FelixAldi here. So it looks like FelixAldi's slow Fuel Age booming pays off for him here with the eco in the long run, because he's basically floating more resources than he can use at this point. He could drop another 3 castles. He is mostly spending food at this point for the wood, and is just setting up the game for the long run here to starve his opponent of gold and take out the units and just dominate. Elite Kipchak on the field now. Look at them handling or one-shotting the Heavy Scorpion here. So focusing down the Heavy Scorps here, even though taking a little bit of a hit on the way there, but has Onagers to hit the Siege Ram before he can get to the Treb as well. So Kong is trying to hold on here, but he keeps losing villagers, and he is virtually out of resources now. He's 40 on food. That's the Khmer farmers doing nice work here, but he's still being raided, and surely he needs to call the GG soon. This is, he almost can't produce anymore. Yeah, Swords raiding, lots of idols for Kong as well, so 82 villagers, 17 idols, that means 60 villagers working or so. Don't really see how Kong expects to get back from this, but maybe it's just a tactic to exhaust your opponent on game 2 and get back heavily on the next game. Even Paladin is in for FelixAldi now. We can afford to take virtually anything now with the resources he's floating. Could maybe just drop a few forward castles just to tell Kong it's time to move on. And he's pop capped as well, and he's still playing against 134 population here, so the pointy boys hitting away here, and some Hussars in for a raid again. Kong is trying to stack up on his army numbers here, but he's still down almost 30 military here. Yeah, not much to say here right now. Kong is out of gold, is very low in most things here. Looks like he was trying to find a neutral goal spot, but now Siege Ram on the field for the Cumans player. Paladins on the field. There are still quite a few of Halberdiers for Kong here that needs to be dealt with, but with the resources FelixAldi has now, he could even take into his own champions and just deal with this here. So here comes a forward castle. At this point, FelixAldi doesn't even need to worry about losing units. He's picking up the relics as well as taking Kong's relics here. Halberdy is chasing, but Others on the field. All kinds of gold heavy units for FelixAldi. Kong dropping a market now in the hopes of selling some wood maybe to afford new units, but he just doesn't want to give up here. Market is up, but will go straight down. Market prices probably not too favorable either. Selling anything is pretty bad, giving pretty bad returns, and now pretty bad systems. Yeah, still healthy pop, but his eco is in shambles. And look at the paladin numbers here. They deal with even the halberdiers without any huge issues here, and the GG is called 1-1. Home map for FelixAldi paid off for him with the Cumans pick. And again, a pretty crazy game here with 770 kills, 321 losses for FelixAldi. And the buildings race speaks for itself here, taking the control largest army as well. Pretty similar, but Kong was his initial push was forced back, so he lost his momentum there and was also being surprise pushed by the Cumans player. So I think the key moment here is Kong's early cast stage. That's where he needs to do the push against Cumans, get in, punish their early booming like FelixAldi went for here, and then just take it from there. Yep, lobby not up for the next one yet. we make a little break. Okay, no problem. Just keep me updated. Could do a quick look at the brackets meanwhile. So this is the match is round 4. That's practically the quarterfinals. So we'll see winner of this set will. Oh, this maneuverability of this one. So the winner of this set will be meeting the winner between Adam and Sir Table Flipper. And that will be the semifinals next, and then whoever reaches the finals. Okay, the lobby is up. Nice. Actually, Felix, could you or Kong share the draft as well? We could have a look at the maps and zips you've drafted. A real strong win from Kong in the first game. It was. I didn't see that coming again, especially against Persians on a map like that with all the pawns on the Persian side. Ah, beautiful. Not the right one. Okay. I'm such a Titanic. Oh well. Yep, no problem. Make sure Kong has spectators enabled. So you see Kong doing some mind games here, picking islands, which is not in the pool. Yeah, island type, exactly. Yep. So we have Kong's home map next. Well, it seems on graveyards were Kong playing as Malians and Felix playing as Persians. And actually, since they have not launched yet, I'm just gonna show quickly the map layout for that match, because that was pretty crazy. Not gonna play the whole thing through again, but this is FelixAldi's side with Persians, and he had all 4 pawns on his side by good margin here. Maybe Kong has posted in Discord, I'm gonna check. Okay, he sent me a PM, perfect. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Kong. Starting now, perfect. Superman, the rule about restarts, it's found in settings. So let's see, it's where is it? Yeah, restarts 1. So it's there, it's in the rules. Alright, we're going live, guys. Ooh, interesting. Alright, I'm just fast forwarding a slight little bit to catch up with the live game time. It's not long ago since they launched, so it shouldn't be much to catch up on. So if you have Cong4ever picking Lithuanians for this one, it's not a bad pick at all for a hybrid map, because Lithuanians starting with the extra 150 food means they could actually prioritize less on food to begin with, should they choose food, and then get the dock up early. But FelixAldi, on the other hand, Italians. Fantastic ballers here. Their fishing ships are cheaper, and they can go up through the ages for a discount. So should be easier for Italians to especially take water control on a map like this. But then again, you have the land aspect. You could wall off the sides, of course, but nothing is to stop a landing unless you completely dominate on water, and yeah, things could progress in many different ways here. But yeah, kind of cool to see Lithuanians picked for this map. That would also be one of the obvious picks for the first game on ES Graveyards, so it could be a bit of mind games from Kong here, not choosing Lithuanians for Graveyards, although drafting them, right? So saving them for a later map like this. Hold on, let me toggle the stats here. Kong with a slight villager lead. None of the players have docked yet. Kong is probably going to do so very soon, because now he's floating enough wood to do so. He has the fisher here, so he spent the idle time fishing, so he has a little bit of food to drop off once the dock goes up. But FelixAldi also dropping the dock now. So it's also preemptively walling in the dock villager, just in case Kong's scout would be passing here, but Kong, unfortunately, yes, sees some sheep, going to pick up these sheep now. But dock is up, and he's already producing his first fishing ship. So gets the eco lead on water with the first fishing ship out, but then again, Italians with the cheaper fish will be able to produce more and more quickly. But yeah, pretty similar start here for the two players. It's a slight villager lead for Kong. That's because his fishing ship was out earlier. Fishing ships show up as villagers here. I'm gonna try and pay some attention to the uptimes and ecos here because Italians should normally be the first sib up to the feudal age on maps like this, but Italians with the extra food can of course contest that. FelixAldi just stopping by Kong's Spice and just wanting to let him know I found you. Look at me, here I am. I'm going to make you homeless. And Kong now. Both players up to the feudal age. Kong has not gone to gold yet. FelixAldi probably going to gold right now. Starting out with 2 on gold. So Kong still not on gold, is he? There we go, he's going for the gold now. Actually sending one of the weak villagers to gold. That could be picked up by FelixAldi if he's paying attention here. So that could be dangerous. Second dock for Kong right now. FelixAldi doing exactly the same, so kind of mirrored play on water here. Kong is actually up first, but just by a small margin here, and actually won't be able to queue, yeah, maybe one fire galley right away. So should be pretty similar numbers, both getting the double leaf axe as well. Both with army production on water, but Kong getting housed though. FelixAldi is not. He has a bit less population and fewer fishing ships, I believe, so he's might have a slightly weaker food eco here, but in exchange he should be able to get the fire galleys out more smoothly. He's adding the third dock as well, but I think Kong is about to do just the same here. And Kong is on the offensive. He's fighting 2 versus 2 ships here now, but the third dock is going up. Kong immediately pulls back as he runs into the fire galley here, but has the second one here, so he could do 2 versus 1 here now and pick off this one. Takes the fight. Meanwhile, FelixAldi is walling off his right hand side just to make sure there's no sneak around on that side, and his scout is forward trying to get to the building villager here. But military presence pretty much the same for both players here. I think Kong has lost his scout because his military count shows 4 and there's 4 ships on water. So it's 4 versus 4. Fire galleys now would come down to micro skills here. Kong pulls back. He has reinforcements on the way out of 3 docks. So if he can get some repairs in here, he should be fine. This is also it's Kong's home map, so it's obviously it has some familiarity with playing Baltic. He's getting the numbers here, will be forced to take a fight I believe, but he's, yeah, it's 7 to 7, but that's the scouts, it's 7 ships to 6 now, 8 to 5, Kong is winning on water right now, his sends in a demo as well, but can't save the weak one here, I think is, oh, it's just to save that 1 HP, that's one lucky bastard of a ship right there. And for sure should be sending this one in for repairs now. But we must remember this is flail fast speed as well, so there's lots of things to pay attention to in the long and going on at the same time, especially on a hybrid map like Baltic where you have to control water as well. But demos on the field, Kong is going straight for a demo hit here, baby. No, keeping it close. Let's see if FelixAldi can get a sneaky demo hit in here. He's going straight for demo, but demo versus demo, no. Payoff for the demo of FelixAldi there, but oh, fantastic hit. Weakens lots of fire ships there. So, a bit unlucky for Kong that one. But at the same time, Kong is trying to sneak forward a will just not make it here. Or will he? Nope. Gets quick walled out by FelixAldi. Bails on the barracks and builds the barracks on the... no, blacksmith actually. Ha! On the land here. So Cong has added some galleys as well. That's a nice means to snipe potential demo ships here, but looks like FelixAldi is no rookie to water either. Get some real nice demo hits in here. No fire galleys left for Cong right now. It's 5-6 to 3 now. Cong is still maintaining the military lead on water. And yeah, dropping a few buildings here and there. Cong taking 3 barrel now, maybe. Preparing to transition into a bit of a land economy, but it doesn't really need to. He is still with the military lead on water here. Of course, needs to pay attention to demolition rafts here. But with the 8 galleys, he should be able to hit and run with some micro here, snipe some fire galleys. FelixAldi pulls back, he needs more numbers. But he is producing fire galleys consistently as well. Problem with fire galleys, they are subject to hit and run from galleys here. And micro from Cong is picked off 2 fire galleys already, that's 3. It's massive military lead on water now, it's 10-1 now for Cong. 11-1, so Cong really committing to water here. I think FelixAldi would need to consider transitioning to land play now. He is losing water at the moment. Although being Italians, if he gets some more land eco going, he could get to the next stage. And there's flare going on here. Maybe some mind games here. Yeah, Cong with 16-6 on water now. It shouldn't be possible Cong to lose water for a while now. His eco setup is committed to feudal, but it's only with a little bit more food income. He should be able to get to the next stage. He has the blacksmith already. He will need a market or stable or something as well. But huge military presence of water. FelixAldi trying to drop off another dock here. He is about to lose 1 though. Cong maybe slightly worried about some demo rafts here, but it's mainly fire galleys in queue for FelixAldi at the moment, who has been chasing some fish down of Cong, so he's made use of his fire galleys still being outnumbered here by taking out some of Cong's fish. So that delays Cong's uptimes a bit there. But he's adding more fish again. There's of course still lots more fish to take. Cong with 1 dock less overall, no doubt. Overall, so FelixAldi might just be able to catch up in numbers here. It's 17-11 now. I don't think there's any land military presence just yet. Cong with fletching on the galleys, but FelixAldi is still only on the fire galleys, going straight for the docks now. So don't know if I like the fact that FelixAldi has its fire galleys spread out like this. He could of course get a nice surround on the galleys here, but then again he will be hit from other angles. And yeah, well, taking some nice fights here. Cong is gathering up his ships though. If he can assemble all of his galleys, he should be able to almost one-shot the fire galleys here. And look at the back and forth with the galleys here. They're migrating almost like Mangodai here with the low frame delay, or like Kipchak. But Cong is losing numbers now. It's 13-10 now, but he's up against fire galleys, so whenever they get close and if they can get this around, they can get some serious hits in here. So nice job of FelixAldi kind of getting back in water here, and will also take out Cong's numbers before Cong can get to the castle age. But what's the commitment like for FelixAldi here? He's still far away from the kick up to the next stage, and he doesn't have... Does he have any fish at all here? He has 2 on food. That's pretty nasty for FelixAldi here. With only 2 on food, no fish, no land eco on food, he will be struggling to get to the next stage here, so will be forced fighting in feudal age for a long while against Cong here. So even with the numbers advantage here, Cong should be able to stack up on some units garrison inside his docks. and get the tech advantage and maybe fight back. But he needs to garrison inside and just not send out one by one here. Maybe a bit of a lapse of judgment from Kong there, not sending out that single galley. But now he's going straight to stone, wants to maybe drop a castle. He bails on that, he drops a TC instead. Maybe if fast speed is playing around a little bit with Kong here, lots of things happening at once, dropping 2 TCs. No, dropping 1 TC. FelixAldi, all things considered, is now actually closing in. Maybe did he use the market? Maybe, yeah, he must have market abuse to get up to the next stage here, I'm sure. But massive water presence from FelixAldi now. 23 military, it's all water. But with this commitment on water, it's all the more easier for Kong to break through somehow. He's dropping an archery range now, he has a barracks on this side. I think if FelixAldi doesn't see this at all, he might just not see this coming. Great comeback by Felix indeed. I didn't see that coming either. So, but I still feel like the very low commitment on food eco here for FelixAldi will punish him in the long run. Because now that Kong comes with some land presence here, if he can break through, he's adding a stable, he could get some significant raids in here. Now he's probably set up. Well, Kong is struggling with food as well, so he can't really produce knights. He's going for the archers, obviously, because that's what is set up. He will fish boom. Yeah, okay, so he's adding some fish. Yeah, these Italians, that's of course, that's right. Controlling water with the Italians, he can easily fish boom back into the game. Kong adding farms though. And adding 1 knight, but I think Kong dropped a monastery as well. He has the relic right next to the monastery, so he will get the +1 immediately here. And FelixAldi will need to respond on land. Kong has to be patient here, not break in, not do anything until you have the masses here. I think that's a mistake by Kong engaging a little bit already, because this buys FelixAldi time to not only quick wall, but also to prepare some defenses on land. Now FelixAldi, well, he's dropping a TC, he's dropping Siege Workshop. Sees the archers. I think this is a mistake by Kong here to reveal his forward here, because FelixAldi didn't see this at all. So this could... it's just... If you want this kind of surprise element on the side, you need to have some numbers. Also, only flexing for the archers, no crossbow, nothing. Kong had a fantastic naval lead in the start. He's now just losing a lot here. It's not looking too bright right now. Also not the most pretty eco events. Aldi with the population lead. Also, of course, adding... let's have a look though. Yeah, has added to his food eco. And quick walls, and will keep the knights out. We'll need to coordinate the army here. I just really wish that Cong4ever would have stocked up a much more army before he started his forward. Maybe he was stressed out, felt like he needed to do damage like right now, but there's crossbows only with flexing. A siege on the field for FelixAldi. Looking at scores, well, Kong is almost 1000 points behind. He has lost water for good, I would say, because there's just so much presence on water by FelixAldi, and is patrolling the shorelines here to make sure that Kong can't redock. Kong could redock over here though if he can, or use the forward villagers on this side to redock, but FelixAldi is scouting, so he's well aware that Kong has some land presence on this side. Kong committing to the archers forward here though, and crossbows, but he can't get through his knights. Well, will never get through here. Just the creep walls by FelixAldi, very resilient defense. Kong has a forward siege workshop, but his eco really just doesn't do the forward justice here. He's not floating enough on wood. He is now moving on to another woodland here, because yeah, could have maybe gone for a closer one, but maybe feels like he needs more map control here. He's battering away at the TC here with the Bangle, and that should be safe from any counter attack from FelixAldi, so he might get some nice hits on TC here. Taking out docks as well with the knights here, so FelixAldi in the end might be forced to redock, but there's the defensive castle, so that limits Kong's siege and archers forward even more, and FelixAldi, yeah, holding on very nice there. Kong also missing all the upgrades on the knights. That +1 is only from the relic here, right? So yeah, knights will just die so easily to TC fire, missing the armor here. They don't even have the Feudal Age armor. Well, they do have no, actually, but anyway, missing that +2, so it's a limit to how much damage you can do here with the knights. Loses 3 knights to TC fire, and just like that, it's destroying money and eco down the drain here. I think Kong is still looking for a way through here, but that castle should stop any form from Kong here. Archers won't do anything. I think Kong needs to consider to hit on the other side here as well. He is applying pressure, he's buying himself time to extend his boom. He's now at 5 TCs, adding a 6th one. So he will be having a huge land eco lead here, but still you can't discourage the fact that FelixAldi will have the opportunity to fish boom. Actually, he hasn't done so just yet. He only has 1 fishing ship on the water. FelixAldi with 9 on food though, so he's committing to farms on land. Maybe should be considering making use of the water advantage he has now. And for some reason FelixAldi is still adding army on water. Kong is not on water at all right now. So that's a mistake by FelixAldi. He has full control of water, he doesn't need any more water presence military-wise. He has the massive numbers advantage there. So I would love to see fishing ships added instead, just to boost this food eco, because it's really lacking here. Means that the Imperial Age is still pretty far away, at least for FelixAldi. For Kong it's also far away, but he has lots more on food here. And he's committing to some extent to forward, loses a Mangolet for free there though, so that was kind of unlucky. And FelixAldi just being slightly annoying here, but preparing a landing here. So let's see what he's got up his sleeve here now. He's controlling water completely. Actually just going right to this side. Interesting. So maybe he knows that something is going on over here. Sees a chop here probably, so it could be that he wants to punish Kong's side here a bit. Dropping some kind of military here. Yeah, dropping a barracks, okay. So that's his plan on that side. Kong adding a defensive castle now on the shoreline. That means that Kong could be thinking about going back on water from this side alone. He's dropping docks now. Meanwhile extending the Mangolet push on land as well, so he is pushing back here. But still I would say that FelixAldi is in the lead just because of the fact that he has water. He's just not really using it to his advantage. He's not really adding fish. He only has 1 fishing ship, I think. But adding some barracks. What's the play going to be here? Barracks stables, okay. Kong with 3, 4, 5 docks. Is Kong going to get back in this game? FelixAldi only sees the castle and 1 dock. He must suspect that something's going on now, but he hasn't even teched into the castle age upgrades for his ships here. And another castle for Kong on the shoreline. This is crazy. That he never exploited the fact that he basically won back water for nothing here, FelixAldi, other than taking the map control and being able to establish some land presence on the side here. But Kong won't really mind that too much, because Kong is now getting back water with war galleys, queuing loads of ships and war galleys against Feudal Age fire galleys here. He's going to melt the army presence of FelixAldi on water here now. Kong now with loads of docks, 1, 3, maybe 7, 8 docks now. Well, Castle Age fire galleys, fire ships I mean, for FelixAldi now. So he's getting back in, getting the upgrades now, but it's just a bit too late now. He's losing ships for nothing here. He had the massive opportunity for a great comeback using the water advantage, but now he has let Kong reclaim that. And Kong, of course, needs to deal with the land offensive here, but while Kong will be able to win back water and the fish hasn't been taken, Kong could boost his food eco again on going back water. And Kong actually reaching Imperial Age first, impressively enough. I wonder if he's going to take into cannon galleons from Lithuanians now, because they get cannon galleon. Surely must be demotivating for FelixAldi, having had water control, to see Kong reaching Imperial Age. Now he even uses the war galleys to clean up some knights on land here. Garrisoning, focusing on the battering rams here. FelixAldi might have some success on the side here, but still Kong's main base remains untouched here. And looks like Kong could win water back. FelixAldi still with 48 to 21 military low, so Kong needs to be patient here. Just garrison inside the blocks he has, get the numbers up, and then engage, right? Loses one TC on this side, no biggie for Kong though. He is with a 30 villager lead by now. He has monks out on the field as well. He has picked 3 relics as well, so once Kong, if Kong opts for the knights at any point, he has a serious attack advantage. So let's see if we can see ships. Yeah, FelixAldi 34 ships to Kong's 12. So FelixAldi is still with a massive naval lead, but Kong is extending that one. I'm going to pay a little bit attention to these numbers right now and not the rest, just to make sure. Kong also with some infantry on land. That's halberdiers. So he immediately takes into halberdier, making use of the Lithuanians trash here and to deal with the land forward of FelixAldi. Good move there. Landing, not really paying off too much for FelixAldi. He's taking out 1 TC, but Kong is just dropping a new one. And his defense is shoreline fantastically here with 2 castles up. And ship count 99 to 33, 19 to 33. Kong still behind on ships, but if he goes for the small groups first, just go for the ships, get them out. And no replenishing of water for FelixAldi right now. He is reaching Imp as well. Really impressive from Kong indeed. He did extend his land aggression for a long while here and forces FelixAldi to deal with it. Imperial Age is in for FelixAldi, but Kong is extending his numbers. He's catching up on the ship count now. Kong is going to take the naval lead any moment now. And he doesn't really need to care as much about his forward on this side, because this forward has done its job. It's delayed his opponent, forcing land defense from FelixAldi. Meanwhile, Kong has gotten back on water, is pushed back FelixAldi's forward on this side, or is pushing back, and now has more ships. He's 27 to 29 now. His galleons against the galleys for now for FelixAldi. They will be galleons as well soon enough. But Kong has the option to pick off ships now. Kong adding demos as well, but he's actually pop capped here. He has a 50 population lead now. And FelixAldi wisely pulls away, but Kong in the meantime takes out some blocks with his galleons. So making it tougher for FelixAldi to reproduce ships here. There are no demos inside as far as I can tell, otherwise he could have had some use of that. But fast fire ships in the making for FelixAldi, they get released now. Kong should be focusing them down right now. Yeah, he is. And meanwhile fighting down on this side, FelixAldi trying to get back on water from this side. Is adding Genoese crossbowmen as well, so I can see why he does that, because that's the perfect counter to Kong's strong knights, and maybe going to be cavaliers at some point if Kong goes for that kind of forward action. Being forced into a choke here now, Kong, but he also has cover fire from the castle, dropping another castle. So takes some decent fights here now. Let's look at the ship counts again. Lots more ships for FelixAldi at this point, but he can't fight under castle fire. That's basically just throwing away ships here. So Kong is making great use of the ranges. 7+3 range, and the fast fire ships of course need to get close to fire. Also demolition ship in the making for Kong. If he can get some nice hits in here, that could shift the favors of water again here. Yeah, gets one hit, so weakens some fast fire ships here, but Kong still he needs to get the numbers up on water back again. But look at all the techs being researched by Kong. Chemistry for FelixAldi though, so maybe he wants to opt for some kind of I don't remember if Italians get cannon galleon. Probably they do, and that's why he's doing it, to maybe be able to take down the castles from the shoreline. Meanwhile, Kong is preparing land push. Pike siege again for Kong here on this side. Stone walls wisely by FelixAldi here, but that won't stop the capped rams. Lots of capped rams for Kong on this side now. So forces FelixAldi to react. Put some ships to this side. The demo rafts, the demo ships are Oh, but stacking up here, Cong4ever had some fantastic demo ships hits now. Look at this, I need to see this. I want to see them going here. Go to the choke. Now it's going for a larger group. Sending them. Yeah, get some beautiful hits here. Still, massive ship lead for FelixAldi though. He has how many dogs now? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dogs. Also 10 dogs dropping a castle on this side as well. Wants to prevent any land aggression from the other side. But Cong is pushing from this side. Actually losing... Caprams taking hits from the galleons here, but could also be a distraction for Cong here just to try and get back on water. 36 to 11 at the moment. Look at the map control. They basically split the map in two here. This could be a long one actually, back and forth on this one. And might come down to wood control. They're both I wouldn't say running out of wood, but they need to expand more and more to get to the woodlands here. And we see the lumber camps need some refreshment on, I guess, both players' sides here. Cong bringing the rams home now. Where is he going to transport rams? Is that even possible? At castle on the side for Cong, assuming more map control. The fish is finally out for FelixAldi here, but they will of course die to Cong's ships here again. 47 to 25 now. So massive ships lead for FelixAldi. He's not giving up on water here. He's more docks, I think, than Cong. Still 4, 8, 10. Oh, they're roughly at the same amount of docks here. But where is Cong? Where did Cong's rams go? Are they going all the way around here? Is this a pathing mistake or something? Is Cong going to send them all the way over here to deal with the castle? Or I don't understand this. So huge amounts of galleons and fast fire ships here for FelixAldi. Is 59 to 28. I think this is mainly naval presence for FelixAldi. He is ramming down Cong's forward here as well, and their population, let's get back to the population overview here. Pretty much the same, both players top capped, military counts the same, but Cong has a lot of land military, so don't get deceived by the fact that Cong has the higher score. He has some land presence, he has caprams, he's bringing the caprams all the way around here. I don't know if that's just a masterpiece or just the slowest push of the century right here. But he is going this direction. These slow boys, not even anything inside of them. We'll see. Cong has a university as well, so he could take Cannon Galleon as Lithuanians get that. But of course commits to the ranged units on water. Its ship count increasing for Cong as well, but FelixAldi nicely keeping the numbers here. He's actually floating a lot more resources as well with this concept production. So FelixAldi, all in all, has the better eco. But Cong now with the ram push from the side here, sneaking them around, and could probably get to this castle. I don't think FelixAldi will be expecting. Well, he could be seeing it now. But again, still ships lead for FelixAldi, but Cong will be handling this castle, I believe, with his rams now. Maybe task 1 to the castle here. And at this point, I think the ships are mainly patrolling. Cong is pulling away, wants to get to the reinforcements. He's losing more ships than he can reproduce at the moment. Look at the production here, it's more production from FelixAldi overall, and Cong with the eco not looking too bright compared to his opponent. He is out of gold, it seems. But he should have some relic income though. But if Cong can establish some land presence on the side here, it would be huge, because with all the farms and the food income he has, he could still get some raids in on land, and he has some cap rams here and there, forcing some response from FelixAldi. Is open on this side by now. It's actually the only palisades, so it should be easy for Cong to get through here. Water fights though, Cong still making ships, but falling behind, and as said, he's nothing on Gold is out of gold. I think both players may be out of gold at this point, but FelixAldi floating more overall. He has the most kills again, is 300 to 200 something. But Cong with cap drives on this side. I don't think FelixAldi can deal with that in time. He sends some pikes out and some villagers, but this castle will go down. Right? 7 HP. Ah, there, it's down. Food and wood like endless for FelixAldi here. You could spam pikemen into the next century here with this kind of level of production. Let's see if they've been abusing the market as well. They have, because the prices are down to 14 here. And yeah, numbers still. Cong is behind the ships, but he's fighting close to his reinforcements. So if you can just bring enough reinforcements in, he could pick up some ships from FelixAldi, who is also out of gold, but has the stone for casting. So you could even sell stone and get gold now probably. Let's look at the stone. Selling stone would give 100 gold per, so he could even get potentially 1000 gold there, worst case. Then again, he might need the castles for defensive purposes. Might be considering putting up a castle on this side. Let's see the relic count. Cong at least has, yeah, Cong has 3, and FelixAldi has 1. So it's more relic income for Cong. Could be decided here, but now FelixAldi opting for the land aggression here, is taking into light cab. He could spam light cab forever with this income as well. And ship count. Cong is losing on water here. But look at all these upgrades coming in for FelixAldi now. He's floating so much more resources, except maybe gold, but if he commits to trash for a while, he could also save up on some relic gold. So but the villager counts pretty even. Cong now with the lower population though is of course not able to reinforce as much on water. Is trying to take some fights here, trying to force the fights near his castles, which is good. The castle will get some hits in. The castle has bracer of course as well. So not bracer, but has the +3 range. I don't think the Guardians get bracer. Oh, they do. They don't get the last. Oh, they don't get the last infantry arm. Okay, so they have bracer. Never mind. So same upgrades on the boats, but massive military lead on water for FelixAldi is 46 to 27. Cong with a little bit more gold income though, he could still add some ships. He has so much more in queue. He could actually take the water military number lead now, because of everything in the queue here. Just keep them alive. Garrison inside, do whatever you need to. You're still outnumbered here, Cong, I think. But he's taking the fight. I guess that's a good call. He has castle cover fire if they get too close as well. So you can draw the fights close to the castle. It's good. Let's look inside. Some land presence being dropped by FelixAldi here. If you can get some light cavalry in, that's huge. But Cong has stonewalled on this side. FelixAldi about to break through. Cong needs to react to this. But Cong, meanwhile, is winning water. He's 40 ships to 39, still adding ships. But FelixAldi as well adding ships now. Has been probably trading away some resources and also making use of the relic income gold here. I will keep this tab up for a while unless you ask for something specific here, because I want to keep track of the ships count here, because that looks like that's most significant for the moment. FelixAldi is struggling a bit for wood now, is empty. This wood line is a little bit left here, a little bit left here. It should be the same, pretty much in the same situation of Cong. He has some idols. He has actually, Cong is struggling much more with wood. Cong will run out of wood here. Cong will struggle. He's been losing so much that he might run out of wood in the end. So he can't afford to lose too many ships here. Again, the slight FelixAldi might take the ship lead again now. It's 47, pretty even numbers here. But Rams breaking through. Cong doesn't want to let raids come in there. Pretty huge lead for FelixAldi, but that could also be KD speaking here is about double the kills. That's of course Yeah, looks like Kong's got the water control after all. He's picking off ships again, forcing FelixAldi to retreat. They're both back into production. More production of water for FelixAldi still. But Hussars, Italian Hussars on the field for FelixAldi here. They could get some significant raids in here. Kong just with idols on this side. There's actually not so much resources to punish on this side. But Kong, what do you do, Kong? Kong, you're out of wood. You don't have any wood choppers left. You can't access wood, FelixAldi still. So this game comes down to wood control. Not water control, but wood access. And there's a signal in the middle. Kong maybe wants to signal, I've got the lead on water now, but what's that gonna do? Farms expiring, no wood to replenish them, Kong with food and gold, but what's that gonna do for him? He's producing more galleons, but with the water control, what's he gonna do? He doesn't have any wood anymore, so he can't produce military, can't produce anything else than actual good gold units. So from the looks of the map here, Kong, again, no wood whatsoever at home, and the only potential for wood is down in the corners. So I think FelixAldi has got this simply because he's floating so much wood here, and everything is actually hasn't spent nearly as much as Kong. So it, yeah, Kong is desperate for wood down here, but will be losing to FelixAldi's ranged unit on this side. Ship count pretty much the same, but FelixAldi is just raiding the one wood line that Kong has left. Probably has gathered some intel on the sides here. Could be that FelixAldi sees some. He actually sees wood here still, but that's all empty. So once his hussars get in there, he will see that there's no wood left, and Kong simply has to call the GG. What a crazy game! 1 hour plus game again between these two players. So population down to 120 for Kong. He has no means to reproduce anywhere. He's 49 idols. He has nothing left, so he's even with some water present here, that's not going to do anything for Kong when he doesn't have wood. So he's taking this wood line, but that's basically it. There's so many idols everywhere, Hussar raids, no way back for Kong. So much back and forth this game. Great game, but it's going to be FelixAldi's in the end. So 105 pop for Kong now. Kong is not one who gives up easily. Maybe he won't give up until he's lost all of his ships on water. But there's some... didn't I see some transport ship for FelixAldi as well? Nice move using the transport ship there to tank some galleon fire actually. But Kong wants to take the last naval fight and go down with honor here. KD 611 to 394 for FelixAldi, and dominates this game in the end. So Kong, what do you do now? You're at 30 military actually. Is that some land presence somewhere from Kong, or is it just the ships? It's 17 ships, but GG is called. Kong losing the water after capturing water nicely early, then almost capturing it back from FelixAldi, who didn't exploit the opportunity to fish boom when he actually had water control. So that kind of delayed it a bit, and Kong got back on water. But meanwhile, FelixAldi had set up his economy, losing less units overall, and is controlling wood in the end and starving Kong for resources. Just FelixAldi just with the massive survival and pushing back again and again here, taking the win. Wow. Oh boy. Okay, the 639 to 400 here. Largest army pretty similar here, some conversions as well for FelixAldi. And ecos should be too dissimilar here, but more wood for FelixAldi. I think he was using his resources in a different way, more wisely, less wood consumption. That was mainly used on the water. So in the end, Kong actually ran out of wood. Could be that generation wood lines favored FelixAldi a bit more here, because it seems like he was able to collect more wood, but then again, maybe he just expanded to the wood lines earlier. Uptime's pretty similar for the players. Kong earlier to the cast stage at the point where he was controlling the water. Also earlier to Imp, but didn't make full use of that, I would say. So strong performance. They're probably taking a smoke break again for Kong, so we'll be back with the next one as soon as they are live. Crazy games for both indeed. Small break again. Yep, gotcha. Sickening games. Alright, let's have a look at the draft meanwhile then. See, Kong, send me this one. Okay, this is pretty small. Let's see if we can zoom in a bit. There we go. So, okay, I don't have the map draft here, so I don't know what's coming next, but we have spent Arena, Baltic, and of course Graveyard's starting game. So the Sims left for FelixAldi is Mayans and Malay. And the Sims Kong has left is Britons and Indians. So Britons should be a good counter sim for Kong against both Mayans and Malay, prone to go archers. But Indians, I'm not sure. Indians could struggle maybe against Mayans. Remains to be seen. Oh, in the pool left we have Hideout and Moats. And let's see. There we go. Trying to find a map pool here. Anyway, it's we have Tudover left, we have Danube left, and we have ES Moats left, and Hideout is the last one. So it could be that we will be seeing Britons for Hideout for Kong next, maybe. I'm just theorizing here. Let me actually add a draft command here. Okay, next map is Danube. Thank you, FelixAldi. That's a good guess, Adolf. But now that we know the map, Adolf, yep, the map is Danube, that's right. So for Kong, I think if it comes to Teutoburg as the last game, I think Kong would want Indians for that one for the no. Yeah, I think Kong would want Indians for that one for the mobility of the scouts early on, and but I'm not sure. Depends who is up against the sun. Maybe he needs to save Britons for the last game. Indians would make perfect sense for both remaining maps. Yeah. Yeah, game one was absolutely crazy. I'm sorry I didn't catch the start of that. I had to fast forward a lot, so maybe we need to recast that at some point. Because that was just ridiculous. But I'm glad to see you've learned that it's called Necropolis now, Alcolner, and not the other word you used. Cheers. Get some cold coffee. See you. Good luck, have fun. Shh. How can you say these things on stream, Alcolner? Yeah, probably launching soon. Should have it, maybe. If I remember this crazy but you, who's really the crazy one? Exactly. And we're live. Malay versus Indians. Right then. Let's have a look at the map. It's the map is Danube. So it's pretty much like Highlands, but with a broader crossing than Highlands usually has, I would say. There is some deep fish and shore fish to be taken. So that's a bonus that the Kong could exploit with Indians, is shore fish is gathered faster. But then again, Malay, fantastic water sieve. They have 3 fish traps, so if FelixAldi can control water, he will just have endless food for free, basically, because his fish traps just don't expire. And looks like the water is going to be fought for mostly on the left-hand side here, because that's the most deep fish on the left-hand side there. Only 3 deep fish on the left, 1 on the right-hand side. Still some shore fish to be taken, also not useless, but let's see. It's going to be a fight for water, I'm sure, because that's the easiest way to defend this crossing is by holding water, because if you have the water presence with galleys, demos, whatnot, how does your opponent expand to your side, right? Yeah, this is broad enough to dock. Let's see, stats are up, villager counts dead even, of course. Kong looks like he's going out to dock now. He's going with an unloomed villager. Oh, he's dropping a house, okay. Indians should have an edge late game, depends on whether or not Felix takes and holds water. That's the thing. All games between these guys so far has gone to the late game, so I would expect it from this game as well. Because they seem very evenly matched, and it's going to be back and forth. And now looks like Kong is going for the dock. Felix is docking as well. And it was a bit fascinating to see their wood counts being exactly the same here. Both walling in the docking villagers. Kong should... Yeah, it's not the line of sight to see it, but docking right by the deep fish here. It's going to be immediate water action here once they reach the next stage. But a bit of an unlucky... was this a fast speed tasking mistake by FelixAldi here? So it doesn't finish the dock here. What is this? Woman! This woman is on strike. She's refusing to work. So this unfortunate event here that gives Cong4ever the lead, actually. He has to dock up first. He's dropping fishing ships right away. And FelixAldi floating in wood enough to drop another dock right away, should he choose to. We have a scouts fight on the side here as well. Could be that they're stressed out by the fast speed and a little bit exhausted by the eventful games so far. But yeah, Kong with the villager lead, that has to be the fishing ships here. FelixAldi 20 villagers, Kong 20 villagers. So that's just says something about how quickly it can get out of control once you are the first one to have presence water. Kong with 3 fishing ships and FelixAldi but with 1. They're clicking up at more or less the same time here, but Malay player, he will be up earlier, is dropping the second dock on the way up. He is not on gold, is tasking for to gold right now. And Kong has some food in common water. He might lose that actually because he's dropping the second dock as well. Okay, So let's see, Cong4 on gold as well. They have the same amount of villagers on gold. No, 5 on gold for FelixAldi. So if FelixAldi is committed less to the fish, he has less villagers on wood as well. So I think Cong should be able to match him on water once he reaches field age here. It's a bit of a head start for FelixAldi here, but not anything significant. And let's see the right fire galleys for both players. Cong needs to be patient here and keep them inside the dock for a little while until he can have the same numbers, I think. Unless he wants to take out the fish right away, he could do that as well. But they're so close. I think Cong needs to pull away now. There's fish over here or something. Yeah, exactly. Cong should run. He's losing. He's repairing the fishing ship, that micro nerd. Look at this guy working under fire here. But the third dock is coming up for FelixAldi here. Although he gets housed, so that's going to put a stopper to his fire galley production. This dock is idle now due to being housed and needs to stress up a house somewhere now. FelixAldi. He actually loses a villager there. That's going to have the ship's docks working for him again. Cong with the slight villager lead, but it's below on army numbers on water right now. Cong is queuing up more though, and he's repairing his fire galleys here, so he keeps his villager close. No repairs for FelixAldi here. I think Kong's doing great work here. He has 3 fire ships. He doesn't repair quickly enough though. He will lose this fish maybe, but Cong is not getting housed here, so he has the production advantage just because that is also delaying the third dock of the Malay player. That's huge actually. Cong delays the third dock so the Malay can't get the numbers advantage as easily here. Will likely lose this one now. Sends the villager in, but I think he wanted to use the villagers to distract fire from the fire ship here, but he didn't quite succeed with that. Now gets hit by a wolf. That's very unfortunate, but Cong is still fishing. I would love to see him tasking the fish a little bit further away though. But he's holding on there. He's going to lose another fish, but that goes for his opponent as well. But Malay dominance water here now with the 4 ducks. Oh, second wolf. Look at that. 2 wolves. That poor man. So no more repair for Cong here, and Cong is kind of trapped here. So he will get 1 fire galley. Imagine if he had the villager here still, he could repair, but now he'll lose these 2 fire galleys to nothing here, and he's fighting against 4 docks here. FelixAldi with less villagers, but more presence on water. Does not. Yeah, he has the means to produce one. He's producing out of 5 docks. This is crazy. It's really going for the water control here. I was so evil when I told Asia to double the amount of wolves. Yeah, that's nasty. I think Cong needs to give up on water here, but he is preparing a landing. Look at this. He has a landing prepared. So if Cong can establish presence on FelixAldi's side, there's dropping an archery range now. If he can deny wood or gold or everything from FelixAldi on land, then it should be possible for Cong to get back on water. 6th dock for FelixAldi here is playing Malay as should be here. He's assuming the water control wants to get his fish traps up. Cong is going to lose water here. But Cong, he has the villager lead still. None of them are fishing anything significant. This 1 fish for FelixAldi. FelixAldi only 6 on food. So even with going up faster with Malay, he could be later to the cast stage. Preempted tower though is probably expecting some land aggression from Cong, although he hasn't. He hasn't scouted it, but he has scanned it with some foundations here. So he probably might have seen Cong moving over this foundation, or simply just scan the area with building foundations. So preemptively warning here. He knows there's I'd say landing in progress. Cong adding a stable as well. So Cong is committing to feudal age as well. Floating quite a bit of wood now, getting housed for the first time, I think. But has some decent presence on land now with archers dropping the range as well. Sends the archers forward. I hope he doesn't run to the gold first, because he will, in that event, run into tower fire. He risks running into TC fire now. But nothing under the TC here actually, so Cong can safely run under the TC here. But needs to dodge the tower here. Careful Cong, you don't need to lose archers needlessly to tower fire here. Just be annoying and harassing here. FelixAldi not committing to much fish as of yet, so it's going to be a while until this food eco kicks in. Cong housed again. But adds scouts. Once he gets his houses up, he could use his scout to establish some presence on that. Delays the barracks here a little bit. Great work from Kong Scout. Delays the barracks a lot actually, so it's going to take FelixAldi a while to establish some land presence from military here. Kong getting the kills here is evening the villager counts is yeah, pretty much the same here, but actual villager count is in Kong's favor by 3 right now. So doing some nice land aggression here. He can safely run under the TC because there's no villagers working under the TC, so just move to the woodline now. And could consider denying some walls here as well. I don't think he will. Fletching is in. Scout goes down, but at the cost of very much idle time for FelixAldi here. Kong dropping a tower now on the gold from FelixAldi here. And denying this gold as well. This is huge from Kong. That's his awareness. He's spending some stone as well, but is applying some nasty pressure on FelixAldi's side there. FelixAldi dropping a market and needs to adjust his eco here because his off wood, his off food eco isn't all that impressive either. And if Kong is able to somehow add another tower, he could deny the berries as well. So could have been that FelixAldi is overstanding on water here. Even being Malay, you really want that water control. But if you can't establish any significant land presence, then you're in big trouble here. Kong with 12 military now, it's all on land, it's 12 archers with fletching. Although while he breaks through there, he'll need to go further to make any real damage here. So some nice walling from FelixAldi on this side. He has the massive lead as well. He has a few fish working, getting the shore fish as well. Knows that he has water by now. He doesn't need to do much more on water. Now adding skirms on land. His water presence should allow for skirms production because of the food income now. Kong still with the villager on land here though. Dropping another stable. I like the use of FelixAldi's building foundations here, making it real hard for the archers to break through. I think Kong can't not pass behind here, so the woodline is pretty safe for FelixAldi at the moment. Also dropping a preemptive defensive tower on the gold, 2 towers on the gold now. So he has secured his main gold, but his secondary resources are still out of bounds for FelixAldi here. Yet again, he can run through the TC, but now garrisons, skirms and villagers inside the TC. Kong can pass safely next to the TC again, but look at Kong going towards Castle Age. FelixAldi still, food-wise, very far away from Castle Age, so he will be forced to commit to feudal age play here. And seeing as Kong still has his forward villager alive, he's able to drop some, should be able to drop some siege here. Kong adding archers from home as well, and I would. I'm a little bit puzzled as to why. Okay, I can see why FelixAldi would have fires on this side to make sure Kong doesn't dock, but I would love to see him patrol the crossing here as well, because Kong is able to send reinforcements over. There we go, there's the fishing ship. Why is this called a fisherman? It's a woman. Should be a fisherwoman. Siege workshop for Kong now. FelixAldi closing in the Castle Age fleet. Being Malay, he's going to get up fast here. There's the Castle Age fleet. Kong needs to make the best of his Castle Age time now. I think the main object would be to go for the gold now with the siege. Or if he gets real lucky, he could take out Castle Age TC, but she can be a fisherman if she wants in 2020. Yeah, okay, if you say so. But she looked like a woman. Looks can be deceiving. Kong now wants to really take FelixAldi off his only woodline here. Not the most efficient one, but there are skirms in the mix here. Elite skirm will be coming in for sure in Castle Age. I think he can sustain it. But meanwhile, Kong can get the numbers down. He's adding a ram. So he wants to ram and get through to the woodline. He knows that this is probably the only place FelixAldi is getting wood, but FelixAldi has another woodline here he could take. Castle Age in for FelixAldi. What will he do now? He's taking infantry defense. What's the play here for FelixAldi with the infantry? Maybe pikemen against camels makes sense, but Cong is mostly invested in crossbowmen here. But elite skirm, bodkin arrow, healthy eco for FelixAldi here, but Cong committing to his land. Boom now is adding a second TC. Has a significant army presence on the other side. His forward villager is still alive here, hiding out. But Mangonel now pushing the town center of FelixAldi, who is now dropping second TC. He's very cramped behind his walls here, so this is a very strong push from Cong here. Even not being on water, I can see Cong winning this simply by taking out his opponent on land. That doesn't seem right, but he's equal. With his 44 villagers against 48, his pressure is working out, and with the Mangonels he should be safe from the elite skirms as well. He's preserving his numbers nicely here. Its KD is still in FelixAldi's favor, but it's 23 to 33 KD for Cong, so not all that bad after all. But there's wood and gold being taken here by FelixAldi. Cong needs to deny this somehow, but I think he's still doing the right play, pushing this TC and then moving his way inwards. He has the hill here as well, so if he can get some Mangonel up on the hill as well, he should be able to take out towers on the gold here. Sends one Mangonel in, but that is in risk of dying to tower fire. So he needs to pay some attention to this one as well, but some panic repairs from FelixAldi here. He gets some nice Mangonel shots from Cong. He keeps the TC alive barely here, but Ram is doing the last bit of work. It's also soaking some skirm fire, so very, very, very nice forwarding for Cong here. Not. Cong realized early on that he wouldn't be able to take water, so he's just committing to land pressure and got the villager in before it was like nice Mangonel hit from FelixAldi there though. Forces Cong to pull back a bit, but sends some Mangonel hit. Nice dodge from FelixAldi there. But it's now 4 Mangonels forward for Cong. He's added light cab as well, light cab against the skirms or just in for the raids. And there's only one safe woodland left for FelixAldi here, so with 4 Mangonels pushing, the production will go down, and if Cong pays attention, he won't lose to mainly to fire as well, but careful there. Cong losing 2 Mangonels to 1 Mangonel from FelixAldi. Fantastic value from this one from FelixAldi here. Is bringing down 3 Mangonels for 1 for FelixAldi here. That's just so massive, and Cong is pushing with 2 TCs, but he has the decent villager count here. FelixAldi holding on his water presence. He's taking the deep fish and shorefish, but his presence needs to be on land now mainly, because if Cong takes him off wood, being on water isn't going to help FelixAldi very much here. So look at the battering ram and Cong chasing the Mangonel, almost getting it here. But another sneaky Mangonel hit is just fantastic Mangonel mind-core from FelixAldi here, taking out this. Cong is now left with no Mangonels. Bringing out a new one, of course, but now has camels on the field dealing with the Mangonel. This is Cong's home map. After all, he's playing it very nicely after he lost water against the superior naval civ. The clock is ticking. Both players should be exhausted by now. They have, after all, been playing for roughly 2 hours. So it's going to go to a game... could be going to a game 5 here. Depends on FelixAldi. He still has the lead. He has the... could be having an eco lead as well. Let's look. Not looking too different between players. Now opting for elephants for FelixAldi. Oh, look at that hit. That's so unfortunate for Cong. Passing through this choke here, which you would usually make benefit from with a vast group of archers, but then the Mangonel is out again for FelixAldi, and he gets a fantastic hit in and reducing the HP on a lot of these crossbows. But population's dead even here. Cong with slightly more military, but has to take into account that there are military on water for FelixAldi as well. FelixAldi down to 1 TC though. He is not being allowed to expand to this side either because Cong has camels here on the lookout. If he patrols them, he would also deny any land expansion from FelixAldi on this side. So this is a very little efficient wood line for FelixAldi. 36 wood choppers running into each other here. Lumberjacks and lumberjanes. But another Mangonel hit goes down, takes out both crossbows and Mangonel here, but Kong takes down the Mangonel again, and FelixAldi now not with the wood to support anymore. Well, he's producing Mangonels out of 2 siege workshops here actually. So Kong again needs to pay attention to his Mangonels here, but he has camels on the field, and camels should be dealing easily with the battle elephants of the melee player here. Also the crossbows doing decent work, but the Mangonel macro, again I have lost count on how many Mangonels FelixAldi has taken out on his opponent here. So Kong needs to dodge his crossbows again and again, and the Mangonels doing great work for FelixAldi. Now dropping another market, wants to adjust a little bit. Imperial Age is far away. What's Kong's situation like? He's also investing a lot here. Floating wood and gold, and his 4 villager is still here somewhere. No, hold on, that's Malay. There he is, or she is. Hero woman here being protected by the crossbowman here. Dropping a house, because why not? But now I think Kong should be pulling her, because Kong will have trouble. He's actually crossing over. He wants to drop a castle now on this hill, and I think the fire ships just aren't enough for FelixAldi. Okay, and boss coming up here. Could be simply a tactical pause if I'm going to speculate here, because they've been playing for more than 2 hours. Must be exhausting like crazy to go on like this. There we go. It's been unpaused. Villager counts pretty even here. That's some water presence for FelixAldi as well, because he has at 57 villagers effectively. And these blue dots are scaring me because they are only sheep, but it looks like FelixAldi has some presence. We see that Kong is very committed to his forward though, because his wood choppers here. This wood line is very much inefficient at the moment, but Kong dropping the forward castle. This could be the 105 castle right here, because that will provide cover fire for his 4 Mangonels, and now he has quite a few villagers forward as well. FelixAldi pulls his Mangonels away, but the castle still gets some hits and almost gets this one. Camels doing work against the elephants here. FelixAldi has been able to extend here to the side, and he's found a gold here as well. This could be huge. Kong hasn't scouted this gold. So, but establishing a castle on the hill here that gives Kong one of FelixAldi's gold already. FelixAldi, although if he can re-establish some presence on this side, he could go for a landing because he is controlling water. No transport ships as of yet though. And Kong free to push from this side with Mangonels. He's actually using the castle to fire at the dock as well here. FelixAldi going for the fish boom now with melee, so he should be having a great boost with food eco, but also massively housed due to Kong's offensive. So that's bad news for FelixAldi. He's collecting some relics, he's healing up some units here, but now I think the Mangonels will be passing through together with the crossbows here. More range is being added. Yeah, he's still housed, but he's panic housed, dropping some panic houses now. Eco not looking too shabby, but production only basically fishing and gill nets. 3 Mangonels on the defense though. It could get some hits in again. Kong almost dodged this one. Ballist? No, Elephant Archer out of Kong. I was going to say Ballist Elephant, but that's just wrong. That's a different civ. Look at the defensive Mangonels doing work here. Kong just moving around. Gets a hit, dodges. Nice from Kong there. And gets another one. 2 for 1 for that Mangonel. Nice for Kong. Let's look at his build count. It's 70 now. So they have the same build count, but that's water presence for FelixAldi again, and the villager count is pretty similar as well, but again that's fishing fire ships on water for FelixAldi. Cong is now going for a second castle drop here. So FelixAldi with lots of kills here. But I think with this castle going up as well, that allows Cong to even further extend this siege and archer push here. So let's look here, let's see at the ships. Yeah, it's 8 ships for FelixAldi, so when we look at the army count, that's actually only 6 military on land for FelixAldi. Nice job using the elephant there to focus on the Manganon though. So that's some good value for that one, but look at Cong's presence on FelixAldi's side now. I think Cong will take his home map home, because he's just going to extend his push. He might, well, I think both players will commit to Castle Age play here. FelixAldi is only missing the gold for the Imperial Age show, but that probably won't do too much for him being cranked up like this. He needs a landing, he needs to do some damage to Cong on his home base. Cong is now on 3 TCs on his side, so not really Cong has never been hit at home actually. That's the thing here. He was hit on water when he tried to go for some fish, but he didn't extend much into water. I think FelixAldi overcommitted to water with 5 locks so early on. Desperately wanted to control water, but it didn't work out enough. And look at the elephant archers that work for Cong here. 300 HP tanky boys here. So Cong is going to see if he had stone for another castle, but he's not really mining stone at the moment. But he's pushing FelixAldi further into the corner. 17 to 13 military here, but that's -8, so that's only 5 military presence on land for FelixAldi. Is losing yet another TC, losing production. Game is closing up on 1 hour again, and on fast speed is extra unsettling and stressful here. And but the population counts still pretty even in 105 to 95. Village counts pretty even after all, but look at this swarm of ants here just picking wood and gold where they can here. Imagine a few mangonels on the field here, or even on the girls if we ever see Imperial Age this game, but I think this game will stay Castle Age. Cong is using rams to take out production here, maybe even houses. I think actually if Cong focuses down enough houses here, FelixAldi will be popcapped again, and it's just cramped up in the corner here. It has nowhere to go anymore. Cong uses 1 crossbow now to scout this side. It is the last, what has to be the last remaining TC, because there hasn't been any expansion this side, not really any resources to take on this side, but it is going to be Imperial Age from FelixAldi here. I don't see how that's going to do much for him with this resource setup, but he's also done a landing on Cong's side, so now maybe Cong will be caught off guard here. But Cong, surely he will see something's going on this side now. And just like in the Baltic game, this landing from FelixAldi is kind of happening before he has any significant army presence. Okay, granted he doesn't have the means to produce all that much. He's actually floating a lot of resources, everything, all things considered here, but Cong's push should, in my opinion, be enough to finish up FelixAldi, because he's taking FelixAldi completely off land here. But then again, all of Cong's military is forward, so with some forward presence, now even Imp for FelixAldi here, he could do some serious damage, could get some raids in, but nothing is to stop Cong from making some army presence at home as well, I think. So I think if he finishes off the last TC here, should still be enough for Cong. But and also Cong with 20 villager needs now, even over the fish boom going here for FelixAldi working wonders. The fish boom is going to allow FelixAldi to raid a bit with mounted units here. I don't know, it's dropping a TC as well, so but Cong is dropping defensive TC here as well. So he will see this stable once the CC goes up. Malay Knights, not much thing to... Malay Knights against Indians with camels, I don't know. They only get a few Age defense upgrades, so they will melt to any camels on the field. Kong could easily add camels at home. He's adding pikes actually, so he might be wanting to use the gold for further siege rams and extending the forward as well. I don't know what's happened to Kong's siege on this side. He seems to have lost quite a few mangonels and rams now. But then again, FelixAldi cramped up in the corner here. He's down almost 30 villagers, and Kong just gets even more military peasants. He could drop a defensive castle as well soon. He is at 550 stone. Look at the TC here firing away at the forward siege workshop here. Dropping an outpost here just to make sure there's not incoming any reinforcements from the water. Kong now adding stables forward as well. Could be committing to... He's definitely committing to castle play here, and he should because he has the military advantage still. He is using one light cab to raid a little bit and take out defensive mangonel here. I don't see any significant army presence of FelixAldi this side. Kong choosing to drop the third castle defensively here, right upon FelixAldi's production. Mangonel firing away at the siege and stables here as well. Yeah, I think FelixAldi is not going to get back from this one, although he's holding on, fighting valiantly here. Now going for the elephants, not going to do much against the castle. Surely we will be seeing the GG soon. But the game going past the 1 hour mark yet again here, and so much back and forth between these players. What a great set of games we had so far. It looks like we'll be seeing a game 5. I have to commend FelixAldi for keeping his eco though. With all this wood he could easily extend to the fishbone on the water as well and get the water rolling, but Kong, he could use rams to take out the docks here and suddenly there's nowhere for the fishing ships to drop off the food. Kong also going with archers towards the water, so I think he wants to snipe the fish boom and make sure that FelixAldi doesn't get that massive food eco going. Kong can't run this way because there are elite skirms here. Needs something else to deal with this skirms. It's pretty equal numbers here, but he sends the rams in to tank the fire. Rams also hitting a little bit away on the sides here, but FelixAldi now establishing presence on this side as well for Kong, so he's not giving up on his landing here. Kong doesn't see that for the moment. He will see it once units pop out, but as long as FelixAldi has the fishbone and has some wood eco working for him, just go for it. But there is nothing on gold for FelixAldi now. He has no relics either. Yeah, he has one relic on Kong's side actually, but that's going to go down to Castle Fire. Quite a few rams of Kong here doing work. Crossbow still alive. Another post by FelixAldi. Probably sweating his fingers off from this constant defending and running around. But now with some stables on this side, desperately wants to make some damage on Kong on his home field, but this for defensive castle of Kong puts a stopper to the forward of Kong. There is a gold here though, so nice spotted on FelixAldi to see that there's a gold here that he can take, so he's actually not off gold effectively until Kong denies this one as well. And now also dropping it easy. What a cockroach this player is. Just rebooming and rebooming with Kong with outposts as well, so he should be seeing it sooner rather than later. He actually doesn't see this corner just yet, but if he drops another outpost he will see it. He could use some view on this side as well, but maybe he sees the stables. Scores just so even with Kong's 50 villager lead here. But Kong, if he can take out these docks with rams, then FelixAldi will lose his fishing eco, at least temporarily. I hope they won't pause for too long, because pausing for too long on live replays like this will cause me to lose the ability to watch it live. There, it's on post by Cong. Aha. So we need to fast forward a bit. There, we're back live. So Magnus, Rams, Siege pushing the last TC on FelixAldi's land, and Cong, he has also full gold control over FelixAldi's initial goals. He hasn't taken this one yet, but he might be able to see it. Dropping outpost, now Cong sees this TC as well, so nice awareness, map awareness there with the outposts. He is dropping yet another defensive castle here, so that should put a stopper to the light cav raids on this side. If the castle goes up, that is. It is supported, but pikemen brought in should chew up these Malay light cab because they're not really very tanky, they're only getting one defensive upgrade. But dropping even more stables here, FelixAldi with eco to support raids like this. He's floating lots of wood as well, so until his docks are taken out, he has the unlimited access to food from these fish traps. See the unlimited side there, they're just never running out. But another TC goes down, FelixAldi idled. Here won't really have any farming eco, not that he needs it with his fish boom. Cong adding even more siege, probably at home this time around to deal with these forward buildings. But yeah, Cong committing to Castle Age is a real fighter here, just staying with the military numbers instead of going to the next stage, and it's working out for him. Even more stables dropped on this side. FelixAldi doesn't really care that there are outposts here. Cong can see everything he's doing here. Cong could just wall off this section now and like I would have to run all the way around, for example, or so don't really see how this is going to do anything for FelixAldi, who is down almost 100 pop at this point. But keeping some presence, still floating lots of wood resources. Cong is also floating resources. FelixAldi taking Arbalest actually, so he wants to challenge Kong's crossbows by adding skirms and Arbalests, but I don't see how Cong could lose it. It would have to be a massive throw for Cong to lose this. His C supports the expansion on this side, should be able to deny these ranges either from going up or just killing them with trade cart? Where? Just look at the fish boom for FelixAldi here. He should have some ridiculous food income on water. 44 on food. That's gonna be never ending for him. He could even sustain elephants production now. But I still can't believe that FelixAldi could do a comeback here. Cong just needs to hold on. He's now adding towers even, or trying to anyway. Okay, yeah, probably on this side of the trade cart. Can happen. Let's have a look at the actually very decent price for food for FelixAldi to sell food now. So FelixAldi could use selling food to get gold for his units, but still he needs production, and there's a massive amount of light cab here for Cong. Taking out this TC, FelixAldi is almost, well, he has one TC left here now, and that's about it. Well, he has saved this one as well. So he's still able to sustain some builder production, not that he's doing it right now. But the Malay fish eco is working wonders, but he has been losing some docks over here, so his food income is limited. So Cong needs to scout this side now to get some impression here. FelixAldi adding more galleys now to take control of the crossing. This is what can happen on maps, like highland style maps like this. They could go on just forever. And Cong is getting wheelbarrow. This is Necropolis style wheelbarrow here, getting it at past 1 hour. But Cong is never going to allow FelixAldi back into this game. There's castles on this hill as well. What's the eco situation like for FelixAldi? Is floating food and wood still, and his food eco is going to spike up here with this water control. He's taking this gold, but that's going to run out, and I think that's the last gold that FelixAldi has access to. So he's going to be starved for gold. He could still sell food. He's selling, guess he might be selling something for gold income here, but Kong now with the light cap rates on this side. Skirms actually getting nice hits on light cap here, but Kong providing even more. Kong now floating lots of wood, so he could be transitioning into new farms. He's been raided heavily here, but also making up for that by taking out production on FelixAldi. Needs to address these buildings as well, though. Just take them out. Leave a few rams here to take these stables out as well. I can't believe FelixAldi is still in this game. He's holding on, he's getting his fish boom rolling yet again. His food eco should be 31 on food, pretty much on wood, but he is being forced into trash completely now because of his gold running out here. Has a few elephants here, dealing with forward to some extent. Kong doesn't really have an easy answer to that right now. He has barely been using camels as Indians this game, but he's now adding bears as well, so it's probably a response to the battle elephants roaming around here. Lightcap dealing with this ram from Kong, but these rams will also take out some production here. They're idling at the moment actually. Kong has lots of things to think about. There's a stone here for FelixAldi or Kong to take here. Kong soon able to afford another castle. I think that castle will be forward as well, maybe to deny this expansion on this side again or something. But both pairs real fighters here. Doesn't want to give in. Yeah, I think Blue wants this game to go to the point where there's no gold left for Kong, but Kong now with is that crossbows and pikes? Yeah, look like hand cannons there for a moment. Blue is also going for the hunter, but Kong using his light cap here to see this small expansion, seeing the arbs here, seeing the woodlands, actually get some villagers here. And but Kong with a massive villager lead, he still hasn't cleaned up this TC, but he's with guard towers now, making it difficult for FelixAldi to take the resources on this side. But Kong walled off this as well, doesn't want any surprises coming in here. In with the light cap raids again, some arbs here doing work for FelixAldi, and some presence of water, but Kong is dropping a castle, and I think with only 3 galleys, Kong could get this castle up even with his 12 villagers building here. And the castle here is going to put a stopper to a lot of these fish traps. Nice map awareness for Kong to notice that there's fishing going on this side as well. Castle should go up, surely this can't be denied here. There it is. Castle is up, dealing with the galleys here. Kong with still with the forward in the corner here, not able to push completely here, but of course committing to the castle edge, keeping the population in 70, 60 military to 28 now, and some of that is still water for FelixAldi, a little bit anyway. Kong dropping barracks now, stable. And now with the light cap rides on this side as well. Look at all this red on the map. Kong has literally the whole map. He has a massive eco lead. But this is one decider game for FelixAldi. So the score is actually wrong on the screen. It should be 2-1 for FelixAldi. Sorry about that. Very, very wrong score there. But people paying attention to the series should know that Kong is the one being down 2-1 here. Rams on the field. It's never going to be any Imperial Age for Kong, I think. But he's massive on food and gold here now. I'm kinda impressed that Blue hasn't resigned yet. Yeah, true. Let's see what Blue sees from his perspective. I mean, he still has this area to expand to, but that's only wood, right? And he was never able to take this stone. And has rams of his own doing work here. Blue might risk getting... No, he won't get housed. But he's down 100 pop and should be admitting defeat very soon, Kong dropping a castle. But it could be a tactical play as well, just to exhaust your opponent before the decider game that's going to be game 5, when this game goes almost to the 1.5 hour mark. And they've been at it for 2 hours 4 minutes. GG is called. What a game again. This was Kong's home map. He brings home the home maps, takes the set to 2-2, and we will have a 5th game in this best of 5 series. Oh boy. So, villager count 114 to 69 in the end. FelixAldi never allowing Kong to push into this side, so he had this corner with some income in the end, but gold count should be significant here. Look at the gold collected for Kong compared to FelixAldi here, 21,000 to 12,600. Imagine FelixAldi holding on for this long with this lit gold. Pretty crazy. KD, pretty even as well, 508 to 443. But Kong with the superior builder leader, FelixAldi never made it past 100 even with his fish boom. And Imperial Age didn't really do enough for FelixAldi to get. So let's go. So I'll be right back. Meanwhile, I'll just bring up the draft for you. It leaves with only... This has left FelixAldi with only Mayans left and Britons. So the last home map is Tudorburg for FelixAldi, and he will have Mayans against Kong's Britons on Tudorburg. So I'm very interested to see how that archer matchup is going to be on that map. So I'll be right back with the last game. here we go again. I'm assuming they might still be on break here. Yeah, sure you. Bet you need a Kong smoke after that game as well, Kong. Man, you never give up. Well played, Lean. Yeah, I thought it would be over more quickly in fast speed, Kong. So, but it's still very fun to watch and to cast it live. So, good value, good entertainment value. Thanks for the lobby link. So Cong is around. Yeah, sick games indeed. Some breaks are when the games go like that, you almost want to split them up within more days. You know, it's just so much back and forth. The people demands blood. Yeah, Alan Wolf. I think we'll see some blood soon enough. Alright, so the lobby is filled up. Maybe we'll be seeing the launch very soon. So we already know the SIB matchup for this one because it's the last game, I think. Yeah, here's the draft. Cubans, Malay, Italians and Persians have been used for FelixAldi. Means he's left with Mayans. And for Cong, he's been using Malians, Lithuanians, Indians and Khmer. So he's left with Britons. So it will be an archer civ war on Tudoburg. But should it come to the late game, Mayans should have an advantage if they can get to Eagle Warriors, because that's the down right counter. But in the early archers play, should be favored by Britons for their extra range. Actually, maybe even a late game because of the range potential, but yeah, there's also another thing for Tudoburg, which could leave Myron with a significant advantage. Is that Tudoburg, you start without a scout. So you're forced to scout with cheap to find your core resources, which means you could get really unlucky and not find the boar in time, or find the boar really late. And when they lie. And Mayans with their resources lasting longer, that should mean that they could more easily get their ecos going. But let's have a look at the maps here. It's FelixAldi in the green, playing with Mayans, doing his sheep scouting. He gets lucky here, finds both boars almost instantly. So that's very good news for FelixAldi. Kong finds some sheep, but is struggling with the boars. Let's see if... oh, this one there is right near the edge. That's like, could take him a while to get to that one. But the players also have a restart, so if Kong is really struggling here, he could go for the restart. He's even using villagers. He needs to send the villager out to find the sheep here. Where's the other boar for Kong? It's over there. Kong is usually scouting with sheep anyway, so that should not be an issue for him. And he's actually in the villager lead now after I fast forwarded a bit to catch up. So we're not past 5 minutes yet, 4 minutes yet. Means that a re could be called upon request. But looks like the players are being sporty about it, playing on, just want the game to be finished here. So Britons also with an kind of early game advantage here by eating their sheep faster. So Kong should potentially struggle less with idle time because of that, but as stated earlier, FelixAldi finding his boars that early, he's in a better food position than Kong, but Kong will find his boar now. So nice awareness there, just send the sheep, there we go. Right near the edge of that boar. And the other one over here, I think Kong, yeah, he hasn't scouted that area yet, but he will get there, I think. He's dropping in barracks now, probably just wants to get the militia out for some further scouting and go for, use the opportunity for a potential early rush as well. You want to punish Mayans early because of their eco bonus. Mayans have a fantastic boom. So once Kong is able to afford, he will be going for extra resources here. Bringing in the boar, garrisoning to shoot the boar, and just perfect positioning on the boar underneath the TC here, and Kong keeping up with his opponent, the villagers, even not having found the second boar yet. He might not even care about it at that point. But this is scouting, he's going for these sheep as well, sending one militia forward. Amazing that he can actually sustain this kind of production, not being housed, not being having his villager production impaired. So a little bit of idle time there, but he isn't really missing food, it's just attention wavering a bit. Now bringing in the last few sheep, and he's free to use the militia to scout for his opponent. And there he finds the boar as well, so now he's of course going straight for that boar. And I did see him, yeah, that's it, he's taking the gold. So, opting for a drush, that's a very early drush, or not very early, but it's happening at the 7-minute mark here. Almost no walls at all for FelixAldi by now, so if Kong can find him. Looks like Kong is going in the right direction here, so it's also heading straight for the berries, so just don't go right here, Kong, just go forward. Well, needs to deal with the wolf. Angry wild beasts right there. Kong not starting any significant walls yet, just dropping this house when he was getting the sheep over here. So he has a nice scouting overview over his map now, so he knows how he could wall this to fend off any aggression. His gold spots less than ideal here. All goats pretty much outside, and I think it was the miner was only taking the 10 gold for the extra militia to afford it. He got here before the walls. Huge from Kong here to be able to deny those walls, and he will get to the berries as well because he will run right past them now. Unless he chases and goes for the kill. I don't think he'll get the kill. Yeah, there's Loom in for FelixAldi, but Kong is forward, he has to rush, bring in the third militia as well, just making sure FelixAldi won't complete the walls here. He's committing out of the walls, but now there will be another militia here, and this should cause some trouble for FelixAldi here. He is floating very much food at the moment though. Could be setting up for a fast castle here, he probably is because he's at 27 top already. Will be clicking up at maybe 29 or so, but has some items now due to the rush, and Kong is gathering valuable scouting intel on his opponent, while FelixAldi has no idea whatsoever about Kong's plans on his side. So Kong gathering some very significant, nice quick walls on the woodland here. Kong won't be able to do anything there. He won't be able to hit the goal either, and the walls are finishing up for the Mines player here. But does FelixAldi see this gap? He does. And is going for the full wall of the sections here. So also making sure not to use the straggler as part of the wall here, because then Kong could palisade shot through. So Kong just being annoying with his forward rush. Now what's the population stuff like? Kong is committed to the militia, so he's kind of behind in terms of villager and population here, but that's also because his opponent is going to the feudal age. Kong has not gone yet. He's in the feudal age, but he's committing to archers. So rush into archers here for Kong. So archers, feudal age archers versus fast castle here for FelixAldi has to be. He is only missing a little bit of food now, and then he'll be in the castle age. Kong taking men-at-arms actually for his forward rush. So he wants to get more value from these militia now, men-at-arms forward. That could also suggest that Kong is going to commit to feudal for a while here. FelixAldi adding militia of his own, but if they are going to fight back these men-at-arms... Oh, when Kong breaks in, FelixAldi is repairing the time. He's losing his 2 villagers of gold. And fortunately for FelixAldi, he has enough... Wait, he does not have enough gold to click up now because he is queuing militia men-at-arms. He has to cancel men-at-arms now, otherwise he won't be able to click up because he's missing the gold. On the other hand, of course, he needs the defense, but he could cancel the men-at-arms and opt for another militia and still win the fights because 2 of Kong's men-at-arms are weak here. So it looks like the men-at-arms will finish, and FelixAldi only has the 1 gold inside his base. This is great for Kong. Kong, don't freak out, just stick around. Okay, he opens the walls for his archers here. And the men-at-arms of FelixAldi are fighting back here, but Kong with more numbers cleans it up. And that's a men-at-arms waste for FelixAldi, who now still is missing the gold to click up and has no villagers of gold. So Kong, the wisest thing Kong could do now is stick around on gold here. Kong doesn't have, he does have some scouting intel, though he knows about the golds, but he doesn't know about the other 2 golds over here. So I would really love to see Kong stopping this gold now, because then the Castle Age for FelixAldi is not coming, but archers are forward already. They don't have fletching, but they have the numbers. The quick walls are being stopped. Where are the men-at-arms of Kong? Are they still... No, they have been dealt with, I think. So huge amount of... quite a few idols for FelixAldi now. He's house walling behind, the archers attacking here now. Kong now with fletching and armor for the archers. Committing to feudal age here, as you can see from the resources, but his mine opponent will be going for the castle age. He's already 15%, and Kong is looking for another breakthrough point. Sends archers forward to this location still. Let's see if Kong has both gathering points set. No, he has a new gathering point over here. But still has the men-at-arms here to help break down the walls. I think now with fletching it's going to be real tough for FelixAldi to get the house walls up here, but he's house walling again, keeping Kong's archers out for now. But the man-at-arms is... Oh, there's an opening in the woodline here, so that's huge for Kong to break through here. Now just fire at the house and get in with your heap of archers here. Man-at-arms also staying on the other side. Nice play from Kong here to have the man-at-arms there to deal with the house, and the house is broken, and FelixAldi will now have the surprise of 16 Britain's archers roaming around this base. He is going to the castle age though, so it could be... for now he's dropping defensive towers, he's on stone for more defensive towers. Hello Adam, cool of you to tune in.
Ready.
So Kong goes straight for the stone here. He wants to stop FelixAldi from getting defensive castles or towers up. So the no stone for FelixAldi. He'll need to go to the other stone here to make it, but loses some villagers in the process. Massive pressure from Kong. He has 21 archers, but the castle is here. Actually, yeah, probably bought this castle FelixAldi because it's virtually out of resources now. If Kong sees this, if he denies this, then it's almost GG, I think, because FelixAldi doesn't have any resources at all. Just Kong should do his best here at least to delay this castle. Kong has a massive villager lead now. He's committing to feudal, of course, but his resources should be looking pretty bright right now. And denies this castle for now, actually. So, but now it will be finished, and Kong is managing to back off. Now he really needs to pull his archers away. Glad Kong is winning. FelixAldi was beating me back when I came back to AOE, and I feel mentally exhausted when I see his name. Yeah, I can understand that, Adam. These guys have been playing for more than 3 hours now in this best of 5, so that says something about the games. Kong saves all his archers now. He should be closing up on the Castle Age click. Does he have a market to adjust? He's dropping one now. We'll be buying a little bit of food and then just getting the last gold to tick up, and Castle Age will come. So Kong with a 44 to 33 villager lead, solid villager lead here. Been forcing FelixAldi on the defensive with castles and towers here. Mayan Eco could help him recover this, but the next castle is far away from FelixAldi, and Kong, if he finds the right breakthrough point or adds some forward siege, maybe adding a stable now to deal with the scurvs here. But Castle Age on the way for Kong, and he still is going to have a villager lead even entering Castle Age, because for FelixAldi, adding more theses is simply not an option here. It's barely even to sustain villager production. He is getting the plume archers out though, but missing some upgrades, and Kong will have Britain's crossbows, so he should be outraging the plume archers when Kong himself reaches Castle Age. His eco setup looks very healthy now. It's with 44 to 37 villagers. Scores kind of similar though. KD pretty even, villagers even, much more military for Kong, but the castle is also contributing to the score and general eco income. So a few plume archers on the field now, going to challenge Kong at home. Does he have any army production? He is queuing crossbow, of course, right away, but some plumes here unfortunately have run into wolves along the way. But these dudes are pretty quick. They will get some kills here now on Kong's side, but Kong now dropping his 2 TCs probably will get up TCs in time to defend against this plume archers push. Might risk losing some numbers along the way here, but Kong did have the villager lead. He's losing it now, but he's also committing to the 3 DCs, something FelixAldi cannot do. Kong is, however, bringing his whole army back here now. I don't know if I like that actually, because it's only 5 plumes after all. It doesn't need all these crossbows to deal with that. Just send home 5 or 6 of them, even the man-at-arms with them back here, so that's surely is annoying, but not much of a section left for Kong to wall there. If he walls up to the edge here, he should be pretty fine. And just a few units forward here for Kong to harass a little bit. He has the 5+3, means he will outrange the plumes that only have 4+ and only have fletching actually, so missing even Bodkin arrow for the plumes. The easy clean for Kong here. Now just send all the crossbows forward and maybe add some forward siege and you're good to go here. It's floating quite a bit of wood now, but Kong will stabilize once his TCs are ungarrisoned. He should have the villager lead back by 1 now. FelixAldi still on the 1 TC. No, he's on 2 TCs actually, adding the 3rd one here. So that's my eco for you after being set back that much in the early game. Still getting back to 3 TCs at the 29-minute mark. But Kong with a massive military lead now. So if he can get some siege out on the field for himself, he should be able to deal with it easily. Of course, Eagle warriors could deal with siege nicely, and archers for that matter, but FelixAldi is really not in the position to take into that. So Kong's army coming forward, also with a forward villager here, probably going to drop some forward siege and threaten this this town center here. And also with the Britain range, you have more range than Mangonel, so you could more or less easily micro down Mangonels. No elite skirm from FelixAldi here, so these skirmishers are dead meat. He's producing quite a few plumes, but missing the upgrades. He has the armor, but still doesn't have the attack. So this is basically only a raiding unit for him now, but Kong should also at some point be walling off at this side as well. So Kong's base looks pretty safe now from any Balloon Archer forward. This section is actually, I think it's could be open near the shoreline here, but Cong is now dictating the pace of the game with his forward here, so it shouldn't be a problem. Still watchtowers for FelixAldi. He's dropping out of TC as well. He needs to do that to get to catch up with Kong's villagers and make use of the Mayan military. But Cong has scouted this side now, so he sees an entry point far enough away from the castle here. So this is where he'll likely bring his crossbows and break through with some scouts ready to aid in the raiding as well. Man at arm finally going down here. Blue archers running forward again, but it's only entry point on this side, and they will be running into GC fire along the way when they do. Could be an entry point on this side as well, but Cong with a massive army forward. I think, where are the green plumes? No, staying at home for now, so still working up the numbers. There's only one castle to produce from as well. Getting the university, could be opting for the earlier ballistics than Cong here. I don't think Cong has a university yet. No, he doesn't. But Cong won't get through here. I don't think there's anything for him to gain from taking out the blacksmith here. So, but it's also his only safe entry point considering the castle on this side. But now some rams on the forward here as well. But a mangonel to take out the rams. This ram needs to back off and get repairs. Is Cong getting housed? Being chased by Mangonel might lose his forward villager. He does, but Siege Workshop, most important thing here maybe, adding a Mangonel as well now, has the crossbows on this side. Looks good for Cong, but mind the Mangonel here, careful. Scouts and Knights are on the alert there for Cong, and he's running right for the economy and dodges the attack round on FelixAldi. Wants to focus down this Mangonel with his superior range, and this is a dangerous stroke for Cong to be in, even with the superior range. He might be looking to go back out here. So nice Mangonel defense from FelixAldi here. He had some fantastic Mangonel defense in the previous game as well. Cong not committing to any more forward siege at the moment. Split up his archer groups here. But he has 52 crossbows, 51 crossbows, nothing. Pretty significant number of army. FelixAldi with a more spread out economy here. Cong careful, needs to dodge the Mangonels again, but he does. It's dangerous of him to stay in the corner. He focuses now the Mangonels though, that's more important. Oh, huge hit for FelixAldi there. Now the plumes and crossbows are more even in numbers, but Cong still superior numbers. Needs to pay attention mostly to the Mangonel here. But dancing around, getting quite a few kills here, and Cong is with the negative KD here. Actually, he's lost more units, but he also has a bit of an unbalanced eco here. He's committing very much to his forward. He's on 40, he sees himself, so he should be keeping his villager lead. He knows he needs to keep the boom lead as well against Mayans, but he cleans up all of the clubs here. And FelixAldi is now down to 12 military against Cong's 46. But look at the Mangonel hit there. It gets two juicy hits from the Mangonel here with FelixAldi, but Cong dodges the last one and gets the hit in on the Mangonel. So still decent value from Cong's crossbow forward there. Maybe he just considers this to be lost his side of the base, but I feel like he's wasting crossbows here still, but cleans up so much of FelixAldi's army. But looking at their ecos, they're both set up for more archers commitment here. I don't see any barracks added by FelixAldi either, so he's committing to the archers play, to the plumes play for the mobility. Cong adding even more siege, and look at the ranges, he's adding 4 ranges. He really is desperate to get that military lead up and running, but Mangonel here can get a great hit from the hill here again. Cong is not paying attention to this group, so he's going to lose this group to Mangonel hits, but actually kills the Mangonel before he can finish all of them. Cong now with 18 to 15, he's been wasteful with his military, I have to say, but he's sticking around here and there with a few, losing some crossbows here again. And now with this number of archers here, he will be stocking up on a lot more, I believe. Adding range, yeah, he's adding from 5 ranges now total. He has 2 more at home, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But he has 6 ranges to produce from, and he will soon be producing from all of them, I think. So if he just gathers up on RV in the back here, he should be outnumbering his opponent shortly. But I think he needs to consider getting to the Imperial Age as well for the even the extra range that adds for Britons, with chemistry, with the unique tech, and with the extra range that you get from just being in the next stage. So focusing down another mangonel, making use of that extra range, takes one hit, but that's only one crossbow, so not a big deal there. A few idols here or there, Cong with 15 idols, so he's falling behind the eco in this sense now, and FelixAldi is able to take this hill with Trev now, so that's huge for him. That weakens any archer forward. And look at the resources floating, this is crazy how he's been able to get back here with now 4 TCs and another castle on the hill, so he could opt for more plumes. He will be losing numbers, but Cong will be losing numbers too. 2 mangonels hit here. And KD 114 to 57 for the Mayans player, and the Mayans player is the one with the stronger, healthier eco, but Cong will be the first one to the Imperial Age by far. He will have the opportunity to go for Arbalest. He has 26 military, so he's still floating archers, and when he gets Arbalest and the extra range, he will have 5+5 with Bracer, I believe. But FelixAldi is slowly going forward here, going for another patch of stone here for the even more castles. So he's committing to the plumes first and foremost here, wants the mobility on this map. Sends some rams forward now, wants to deal with Kong's production here, with Cong of course with the defensive mangonels here, should be able to deal with these mangonels. And Imperial Age is in for Cong, and he's taking Bracer and Arbalest immediately. Cong, however, he doesn't have any castles, so he can't get the unique, but he has the stone for a castle now. He will be dropping a castle somewhere for sure, probably forward in the area somewhere this side, maybe on the hill. Yep, there it is. So he will have a forward castle. He will have traps out before his opponent, most likely, but the eagle switch is coming for the Mayans player, and he's floating so much food and gold eco for him now. He's also heavily on the wood, so he's kind of still committing to the Plume Launcher's play, but he's setting up for the eagle switch, and that should be very tough for Cong to handle unless he reacts immediately and goes for his swordsman line. So Arbalest easily dealing with the rams here now. Cong adding siege workshops for capped rams as well, getting the last armor upgrade. Once the castle is up, he should be able to take the Ye Omen as well. Let's see if he goes straight for that. I think he can't afford it, but he is pop capped, so he actually can't get traps out. Cong will need to remove some builders now or something to get traps. I hope he notices it, because this is delaying his Imperial Age lead, not being able to get traps out here. So this sucks a bit for Cong here with his 139 villagers that he... There we go, he's made some room or lost some units, making room for trebuchets here. But Imperial Age very close for FelixAldi as well, so he will be adding traps as well, but Cong will have the production lead. And Cong now going into his base, he sees these barracks foundations, must be suspecting an eagle switch now, so taking into light cam also a decent option against eagles, since they have the speed to deal with the melee attack, and also with the populations here. FelixAldi will need to lose units or delete villagers to afford the pop space for the Eagle Warriors line here, but he's getting elite plume archers first, so he's committing to the plumes. Cong trying to add a siege workshop forward here, that's not going to work because there's a castle right there, but at least Cong will be see the castle there once he goes up. So I think that's Elite Eagle coming in for FelixAldi. Does he have any production? He's just teching it. So Elite Eagle is in, is getting the upgrades as well, he's getting chemistry, Cong as well, getting quite a few upgrades here. Is he investing into Elite Skirm? Is he running low on gold or something? Is he? No, he's definitely not running low on gold, and he's Keeping more position. He wants to okay the skirps against the booms. Of course they have the speed, but he has Arbalest with superior range as well. It's the 5+5. Not prioritizing any Yeoman just yet. Then Siege, Ram, and Masonry coming in for FelixAldi is going to be making it tougher for Kong's Cap Rams to push. This foundation will probably never go up. Kong may have forgotten about it. And FelixAldi, Siege Ram kicking in at the moment is taking out Kong's production with Rams here. Kong making use of some mangonels here, getting some decent hits on the Eagle Warriors, but Kong will need to stonewall very soon for the Eagle raids not to get in here. This raid, Eagles could have just been for raiding purposes now actually, because he's pushing with Rams and with Doom Dodgers still, and a few Eagles on the field. They will be running into the base, being extremely annoying for Kong to deal with no answer currently, but he's getting the upgrades for the attack for infantry or melee units. I think Kong may have overboomed. Yeah, he's will be falling behind in military now. But also against Mayans, you need that eco, right? So you need to try and have the eco upper hand, and he's still not able to do so with equal military counts here. So it's looking tough for Kong at this moment. Late game Mayans. For Britons, seeing as FelixAldi already has the elite eagle warrior Teft, he has the barracks up, at least a few of them. He will be dropping more siege ramps here, and even a trap on this side to deal with Kong's castle on this side. Kong is getting some gold on this side, but that might be denied once the trap gets this castle down. I have to say it's an impressive comeback by FelixAldi here though, because he was forced into an early castle. He virtually spent all his economy on this defensive castle here. But now he has 4 castles to produce plumes and traps and whatnot from. He's tech into siege trap. He can afford almost any tech in the game here with his current eco. He's just Mayan eco, just sick. He can't even afford another castle. He is pop capped as well as Kong, but Kong has Onager now. Deals with the Rams nicely, should be dealing with the plumes as well, and even traps if he can get there. But the Arbalists are also firing at the trap here. There is a monk on the field somewhere. I don't really see where it is. But looking at the ecos, it's definitely FelixAldi's on the winning side here. Kong tries desperately to save the castle on the gold here, dropping some light cab and stable on this side, but again he's pop capped. He may have too many villagers working for him, and he's not able to produce military where it's needed. Takes out this trap though, gets a nice hit with Onagers here. Another Onager getting the ram there, using our best to pick off Blood Archers here. But KD for FelixAldi, very impressive here. It's 200 to 100-ish here, so FelixAldi obviously in a better eco place here with losing so many fewer units. So military counts pretty even for the 2 players here, but it has to be said again that the eco FelixAldi is just so strong compared to what Kong can do. Elite Eagle Warrior will be coming in. I don't think Kong has the militia line ready yet to deal with that. He doesn't have any barracks at all, so he can't really go for champion against the Eagles. The Eagle race will come in together with Boom Archers and Siege. How do you stop this with Britons at this stage? It's even taking Halberdier here, FelixAldi, so if Kong goes for the Cavaliers or Light Cav as he's doing here to try and deal with the Eagles, there's still the Rams pushing on this side. Beginning to be very much for Kong to have, but he's going for the neutral gold, so Kong is making use of the map here, but FelixAldi is still with gold at home as well. We'll be dropping another forward castle here now, I'm sure, to secure this gold. So Plume Archers roaming around. Kong losing military here. Unfortunately, he's down to 27 military against 68 now. I think this is FelixAldi's game to win in the end. Eco isn't great for Kong, unfortunately. He's been pushed back, he's spending a lot, he's very low here now. And yeah, losing more and more, and the Eagles will come into red plumes as well. I think Kong has to admit defeat here, whereas with this castle will maybe go up, but it will go straight down again to the siege rams here. Siege rams also able to tank fire from Arbless. Siege ram killing Brits once again, yeah, exactly. Look at the green on this map as well. FelixAldi, strong defense first and foremost, and then defense, and then the push after. So many are those? That's like almost 10 siege rams here, getting another castle, and Kong really not really any eco to sustain any production here, but he tries to hold on. He's down to 84 villagers and his military at 14, so he's just delaying the inevitable now. Will be dying to the mighty Maya Warriors. Calls the GG. GG, well played to both players. Fantastic games. It is going to 5 games here, and the players have been at it for almost 4 hours. I'd say 3.5 hours or something. Wow. So let's have a quick look at the stats here. Look at this KD for FelixAldi, it's just crazy. 429 to 162 says something about his defense here. Here we go with the stats. You see Kong did have a great boom, got the boom going earlier on, punishing his opponent with the rush into double range feudal archers. But in the end, when the late game comes, it's the Mayans taking the win. Same amount of castles. Actually, Kong had time to capture relics as well, pretty impressive. But the timing here shows the army advantage here for Kong, but he was running around a lot with his crossbows at this side, and this defensive castle from FelixAldi, and also the buildings obstructing any passage for the crossbows. Put an effective stopper to Kong's forward, and he eventually cleaned up Kong's forward crossbows, first wave crossbows here. So that was FelixAldi's win in the end. So brings it to 3-2 for FelixAldi. Good luck in the semi-finals to him. Nice upgrade with webcam. Yeah, thank you. Let's see if we have anyone. So I'm going to be moving on to dinner now. This was an exhausting cast, just one set going for almost 4 hours. So thank you so much for watching. I will be passing you along to another streamer for this one.